Afadhali mzee ambaye ni mtulivu, ambaye hana haja ya kujaza mifuko yake, ambaye atachunga masilahi ya watu yake, badala ya mdomo tamtamu 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 tamtamu. Lakini akiingia ni wale wa kufanya moja yako, nusu ya mwananchi, mbili yako na tano yangu. Na mnawajua nyinyi
kutafuta uongozi kwa kutumia dini au kutumia kabila, unagawa watu. Kazi ya uongozi ni kujenga watu wawe kitu kimoja.
The 2.2 billion has been spent in the office of the president and State House between July and September. If you do that calculation, it means that we spend in that office 23 million per day and 1 million per hour. That cannot be sustainable.
Sisi vile vile sio wote ambao wanataka ugomvi kwa sababu ya ugomvi.
Niwaambia nyinyi ni wajinga mkimfuata Ruto. Mkadhani tunawadanganya.
Jeti ya Ruto. Hii maisha ya Ruto ni stress na ni stress.
Mungu, wewe umetukosea.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are glad you're watching. Thank you so much for making time to join us. This is Sound Candid Talk Open Forum Political Discussion Show, the show that gives you an opportunity to air what you feel and think about the latest development on our political front. Well, the church is not relenting. William Ruto is under fire from all religious leaders as they call him to account. The culture of lying to the public, neglecting the responsibility that the government owes the masses is no longer a luxury that William Ruto can afford and his administration. And therefore, it appears that the call by the Conference of Catholic Bishops was not a joke, but a beginning of a reality that William Ruto must learn to live with. Fix whatever that is wrong, or else he will remain under fire until those issues are addressed. Well, to add to the voice of the church, beside the Protestant or Pentecostal churches that spoke out yesterday, the Anglican Church that was on the fence now has also come out clean and is in support of the issues raised by the Conference of Catholic Bishops. And to add to the same, the Muslim leaders as well have added their voice on the same. And it appears William Ruto need to listen to what is being raised and not continue to pretend that everything will just take care of itself. Nothing will take care of itself, especially when it touches on the livelihood of the Kenyan people. The Constitution secures the welfare of each and every Kenyan. It is the responsibility of the government to see to it that that secured right of every Kenyan in the Constitution is served without favor. It is alarming on how this particular administration has been neglecting her responsibility to its people and busy working out everything to preserve itself in power. Now that is no longer going to be business as usual. They either shape up or shape out. Well, as this continues, there is also a crisis about, before we get into that, now another twist to William Ruto and his relationship with the church, which has been part of his constituency as far as the 2022 elections are concerned. There is something else, and that is this past Sunday only, the president and his deputy donated 12 million to 2 different congregations. Now, questions are arising. Are these bribes to silence the church from questioning what the government is not doing right, or it is usual genuine faith practices of giving offering? Now, this is a very serious matter that we will have to dive into and be able to find a lasting solution. That is what forms the poll question that we are asking on our YouTube channel, Sound Candy Talk and Sound Candy Talk Live. You need to respond to the same. The donations that are now returning. Remember, they had gone low. We were not having these or more often. Now it appears is either 5 million for the president, 2 million for the deputy president, from one congregation to another. Are these bribes? Are this buying the church again? And will the church fall for this? Because this was the preamble of the 2022 elections, when donations began to fly and William Ruto was adopted as the church candidate. Is this history repeating itself? And will the church fall for this and forget the plight of the masses? A question you need to give an answer to. I appreciate everyone that is joining from wherever you are. Thank you so much. We are live on YouTube channel, Sound Candy Talk and Sound Candy Talk Live. We are also live on Facebook, Ngozi and Bernard, as well as Sound Candy Talk TikTok. So please make sure that you follow us from wherever you are. Don't delay. The story is just beginning and we need to get to the bottom of the same. Appreciate everybody. The link to use to get in the studio is already in the comment section. Please click on it. Allow Streamer to configure for you the camera as well as the audio, and you will find yourself in this space where we are having our story told in our language and in our words by Kenyans from every walk of life in all parts of the world. Thank you so much for joining. Please make sure you take charge of your platform, share the live, subscribe if you have not subscribed, like the video. Just be the leader you are in that particular space. I appreciate every one of you. Please, let's take charge and make a difference today, even as we start the discussion. Let me shout out 1, 2, 3 as we get started. Dahi Abdi, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. M&A, welcome to the show. Tunim Hamud 77, our PS, thank you so much. Karibu kwa show. William Adilo, karibu kwa show. Asante kwa kuwai. Green, thank you so much. Welcome to the show. Nani huyu mwingine? Kuna Esther Stoll, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. King State, welcome to the show. And Sema, okay, thank you so much. Felicitas Makungu, karibu kwa show. Nasema Ruto should know raising 5 million in a Catholic church can be materialized in one materialized in one Sunday. Okay. King State and same Catholic Church rejected Ruto's monies. I'm happy I'm a happy person today. Okay? Haya basi, naomba tumakinike kukaribishana, hakikisha kwamba wewe unakuwa mstari wa mbele kuhakikisha kwamba kuna Mkenya anapitwa na haya ambayo yanaendelea papa hapa. Namuona Steve ashaingia, wengine wote hapo mnaingia studio, tafadhali msichelewe, muda ndio huo na tutaki kukaa hapa pasipo kuhitajika. Kwa hivyo naomba tafadhali makinika kukaribisha mtu, makinika kulike video, kupiga kura yako na kuhakikisha kwamba Wakenya wanaingia na wanatekeleza wajibu wao kama wazalendo ambao wanadai haki yao, na kusikue na yeyote anayetetea maovu, kwa sababu ni muhimu kwa kila Mkenya kuhudumiwa na serikali yake. Kwa hivyo tutaanza kwa kuangazia hiyo story ya nani, ya viongozi wa dini tabaka tofauti wanaosema hii imekuja sana, hii imekuja sana, uongo umezidi, maovu yamezidi, kufanya nini, abductions zinaendelea, maafa yanaendelea, huku matibabu yamekwama, masomo yamekwama, county governments wanalia hakuna hela, lakini Ruto anaendelea kuchanga na kupeana milioni 5 hapa, milioni 5 pale, milioni 5 hapa, milioni 5 pale. Hii ndio njia moja wapo ya kuongoza ama kuhadaa wa Kenya na kuwachukua kana kwamba ni wajinga. Kwa hivyo I want to call upon each one of you as we start this particular discussion not to relent until we have gotten what must be gotten, and that is the liberty and the fulfillment of each and every desired result of our 2010 constitution as stipulated and of course guaranteed by the same. And if the government is not delivering that, then that government has failed and it should be shown the door. That is how, a simple and straightforward we need to deal with that situation. Any holding brief for a government that is not fulfilling the minimum basic requirement by the constitution towards its citizen, that government is not worthy being called a government, and it should be shown the door like yesterday. And so William Ruto should show us where is our healthcare, where is our education, where is the guarantee of the future, where is the food security, why is he mortgaging our country? It is about time Kenyans began to raise and ask right questions, because only by asking right questions can we get right answers and therefore be able to save the day. Kwa hivyo tafadhali na tuambie katika comments pale unatutazama ukiwa wapi, tuambie kama unatupata ama atufiki kule upo, alafu pia tufanyeje ili tukufikie. Nashukuru kila mmoja, naomba tafadhali makinika and to get this video out of the way, and then we can start this particular discussion intensely. Please, na kuomba tafadhali usicheze mbali, hakikisha papa upo na wewe ndio unatekeleza wajibu wako kama Mkenya mzalendo ambaye anapenda nchi yake na hataki mchezo na uongozi mbaya. Asante sana. Makinika, 50 people. Tafadhali, let's share the link widely. Share the link widely. Get more people to join, please. We can't be stuck at 50. It is not our numbers. Please, let's get our numbers back by sharing the video widely. Don't relent. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Follow instructions. Let's do what we must do. Let's hear what the Anglican Church said today as we start the story about Ruto versus the church and now other religious organizations.
So Anglican Church of Kenya has backed the Catholic Church in faulting the government over what it terms as too much talk and open-ended promises. ACK Archbishop Jackson Ole Sapit demanded an immediate resolution to pressing issues affecting Kenyans, ranging from the bumpy transition to SHIF, a punitive tax regime, an impractical university funding model, and increased cases of human rights violations. And as Afin Achieng Ouma now reports, a section of church from Nyanza is threatening to declare a curse to all current individuals siphoning money from public coffers, terming the war against graft as one of the biggest failures of President William Ruto's administration.
A few days after Catholic bishops in Kenya called out President William Ruto's administration for failing to honor its promises to Kenyans, Anglican Church of Kenya has also chided the government over what it terms as too much talk and open-ended promises. Through a statement on Monday, SCK Archbishop Jackson Olesapit wanted the political class and those in government to come down from their high horses and listen to the concerns of Kenyans on pressing issues ranging from the bumpy transition from NHIF to SHIF, a university funding model they say isn't working, perennial delays in capitation for public schools, a punitive tax regime, and unemployment. According to Olesapit, this is not the time for the church to simply pray for miracles, but to demand transparency, greater accountability, and concrete interventions on the issues that must be addressed urgently.
Just now,
a section of religious leaders from Nyanza region have also taken issue with those blasting the strong stance by the Catholic bishops against corruption.
they should go slow on their attack on the Catholic bishops and the church leaders whenever we speak against corruption in this country. Honorable Shulei must go slow on her chest thumping and boisterous utterances against the people she considers anti-government.
The leaders did not have kind words for any corrupt individual in the country.
We are soon going to call for a national prayer to call all corrupt people into account, and for those who fail, we will courageously declare a curse upon them.
The religious leaders are also unhappy about the state of insecurity in the country due to unexplained abductions, forced disappearances, and unresolved murders.
If only the amount of force that the government used to crush the youth uprising is anything to go by, then there is no excuse why the government and its intelligence department cannot apprehend the perpetrators of violence in our backyard.
They claim the nation has slipped into political totalitarianism, blaming the formation of the broad-based government for silencing the alternative voice that could speak for Kenyans.
The opposition, especially in this country today, they have been silenced. We only hear of lone voices which may not have impact, may not even prick the government to see things differently.
Speaking during a church opening ceremony in Molo, Nakuru County, the moderator of the Presbyterian Church of East Africa, Reverend Dr. Thegu Mutahi, accused the political class of self-centeredness.
When they want to impeach one of their own, in hardly 2 weeks, it is done. When the Catholic bishops gave their statement on one day, on the same day, 15 statements had been made against it. I wish they would use the same speed to respond to the issues affecting Kenyans.
The religious leaders have demanded a complete overhaul of government policies they term impractical and ill-timed.
We are not actually pleading. We cannot and will never be cowed into silence.
Safin Achieng Omar, Citizen TV.
Aya, mambo ni kama hayo. William Ruto under fire from the church. It appears this relationship is no longer business as usual. I don't know what your take is. Is it a push for the return of the brown envelope, or it is indeed genuine love for the people and the demand for the rights of Kenyans? Many questions arising. We must get answers. Appreciate everybody as you join from wherever you are. Please don't watch the show alone. Karibisha mtu tumakinike pamoja. Moja kwa moja tumlete Steven naye aseme akitufungulia. Stephen, how are you? Yes, Steve, your mic is off. Steve, we can't get you. Please put on your mic. Put on your mic. Unmute. Okay, it appears Steve has a problem. Let him organize his microphone and then he'll be back. Asante sana. Mami, hali vipi?
Poa. Nataka niulize tu swali. Hii ni wale kanisa, hii makanisa ni wale walituambia mwana wa Mungu, ama hii ni makanisa wale walikuwa wamenyamaza wakaongozwa? Kwa sababu Bernard, I agree to what I hear from the Nyanza bishops, ya kwamba tutalead maandamano. Hiyo ndio tunataka in these people, Bernard. Hatutaki story mingi. Mulituletea hii serikali ni yenyu, ni mtoto wenu. Na Bernard, saa ile mtoto yako ni kiwete, uwezi enda tupa kwa jirani. Wewe unapepa msiko yako. Ama ukipeleka kwa children's home, unaenda kusign na watu, na hiyo mtoto atachungwa huko. So I hope makanisa wanarudisha mtoto kwa children home, kwa sababu hawezi rudisha kwa wananchi, because wananchi were not part of it. Hawakupatia wananchi nafasi ya kuangalia hiyo mtoto alikuwa kijana ama msichana. So wacha waende na mtoto yao, wapeleke mahali wanataka. And kama Catholic wameanza, na mimi naona sasa makanisa, the only thing we need, Bernard, is a unity of churches wakituongoza. Sisi sasa raia tuko nyuma. We want to know the fathers, the bishops, the clergies. Tunataka kujua hiyo macheo. Unajua hata pena tunafanyanga makosa. Ujui nani ni nani. Sasa tunataka kuona hiyo colors kwa maandamano. Ikianziwa na wale karibu wanashikana na pop, sijui cheo yao ni gani. Tukikuja ya hii ya kina makarioki yao ilikuwa Pentecostal, wakuja hapo. Hii Ole Sapit mwenye alituombea sasa uko Bomas. Haya, huyo ndiye tunataka kabisa sasa kabisa ashike Biblia vile alishika Bomas. Otherwise, Bernard, we support it like the other day, lakini atu support blindly. Tunataka pia, kwa sababu sisi raia, tusikuja kulalamika ama kusupport kwa sababu mambo ya NHIF, kwa sababu hawa ndio wanapata pesa. Unajua Bernard, nikikuja hospitali ya Catholic ninalipa. So hatutaki tukuje tufanye maandamano kwa sababu mfuko ya mtu haichafura. So kama mnatusaidia kutipiwa, hii NHIF ilikuwa ni free, na kama haikuwa free, pesa yetu ilikuwa inaenda kwa hiyo makanisa. Bernard, isiwe unalalamika kwa sababu kuna mahali umefinywa kama kanisa in terms of money. I want a church kulalamika kwa sababu waumini wao. Ya naona mtu ameandika Muslims, ukienda makanisa hospitali ya Muslim, Bernard, hawakuli ongo exactly ile inatakikana. Tuko na hospitali iko Nakuru inaitwa Al-Katir. Watu wengi wanaenda sahi, Bernard, wawezi daktari anachukua ile inatakikana, wakuli haramu. So hawana discount ama uchanja. So mimi nauliza, kwa sababu kanisa wamekuja na wametuambia wanapigania NHIF, wanasema wanadai serikali pesa mingi. So wamekuja kupigana juu ya sisi, wamekuja kupigana juu ya pesa yao, kwa sababu hata ma-PCA, kuna hii makanisa hii kubwa kubwa wako na hospitali na mashule. So kama wamekosana na serikali kwa mambo ya fedha, sisi wananchi inatuhusu nini? Munakuja kutulilia saa ile mumekosana huko kitanda. Mimi I want to see them talking about vitu ingine yenye inasaidia mwananchi, sio yao ya pesa, because I know it is the money. Ile kitu imefanya mpaka tukachua siri ni pesa. Yes, nasikia judge they have seen the light. Wanaona the light ilikuwa imewekwa wapi? Hata Roma wanachifungia 3 days na tunaambiwa kuna moshi inatoka, and then after that moshi penat tunaona tunapatiwa father ama tunapatiwa mkubwa ya Catholic in 3 days. So the church to see the light is the church they have missed their money. It is not the light. Kanisa wamekosa pesa yao. So wakiitwa
mama Madhe, kwa hiyo point ya kukosa pesa, wewe uone wanatetea wananchi kwa sababu wananchi hawawezi kwenda, tuseme hawezi ku afford Nairobi Hospital, hawezi ku afford Aga Khan, lakini wanaenda kwa hizi missions hospitals zile ziko karibu nao, wanatumia ile kadi ya NHIF, wanahudumiwa. Sasa hiyo kadi haifanyi kazi. Ile walikuwa wametumia haijalipwa. Aliyekosa kulipa ni serikali. So hata kama wanadai hela yao, si hiyo hela ni kwa niaba ya wananchi, sio kwa niaba ya kanisa.
Okay, Penat. Yes. Thank you so much. Nikienda sahi kwa sababu NHIF haifanyi kazi, niende kwa Mission Hospital ama hiyo makanisa yote imesimamiwa na serikali, wanaweza kunitibu kwa sababu mimi ni innocent. Mimi sikukula pesa, nilikata kati yangu ya 1 year. Na sasa nataka kuona hiyo makanisa kama wanahutubia watu bure. Wakuje sasa waseme NHIF ilifungwa, lakini tuko na madawa na watu yetu wanatibiwa. Hapo ndio tutasaidiana Penat. Lakini ukikuja kuniambia, nikikuja hospitali unanirudisha, unaniambia ati serikali ichalipa, na wewe ndio mulifanya deal na serikali na nikakata haki yangu. So kama kanisa ni genuine Penat, and we are ready to support them, kwanza tujue ni pesa ama wako na wananchi. Hiyo tu Penat.
Okay, sawa. Asante sana mama kwa utangulizi mzuri. Naomba mabibi na mabwana tumakinike kukaribishana. Hapa ndipo story yote inapatikana. Usicheze mbali. Karibisha mtu, subscribe kama huja subscribe, like video, piga kura yako. Leo tunauliza, hizi sadaka zimetangulizwa kanisani na William Ruto na Kindiki. Imesemekana hii Jumapili peke yake milioni 12 zimekwenda kanisani kwa jina la sadaka. So tunauliza, hii ni bribe watu wa kanisa wanyamaze, ama ni political strategy ya kununua kanisa tena, ama ni imani imeshuka kwa njia isiyokuwa ya kawaida ambayo imefanya wanasiasa wakakuwa wakarimu sana mpaka wanatoa hela vizuri kuelekea kanisani. Wewe piga kura yako tujue mbivu na mbichi. Asante sana.
Yes. Bernard, nikimalizia, wakati Kindiki alisema ametumwa na sadaka ya 5 million, sikuona mtu kanisa yote hawakumpigia makofi wakati alikuwa anasema maneno ingine. Lakini wakati walifika ati rais ametuma 5 million, ilikuwa shangwe na naitwa nini? Shangwe na kelekele kwa kanisa. Kwa nini mnachukua hiyo 5 million kama sadaka? Na sadaka ya Mungu anasema chenye inapeanwa na hii mkono ya kushoto isijulikane na mkono ya kulia.
Sawa, asante mami. Leo ni leo, asemaye kesho muongo. Aya, naomba makinika, karibisha mtu tafadhali, na namba ya watazamaji ipande tafadhali, tumakinike katika kuchambua mambo haya. And on that note, wacha tucheze hiyo video tu ili tukailinganishe pamoja. Watu wa church ni hela wanatafuta ama ni haki?
Mimi nimetumwa na sadaka ya rais ya shilingi milioni 5. Na watu wa press, vile tumesikizana, sadaka ndio tunatoa, amba ya harambee, we are waiting for the law. Na mimi niko na sadaka pia, hata kama nilikuwa nimebeba sadaka ya mkubwa wangu, na mimi na
Okay, so makofi na vigelegele kwa kupokea sadaka. Alafu kuna mushkili kati ya maaskofu na William Ruto. So itakuwa kwaje? Lakini mtu amesema hapa kuna sadaka ambayo imerudishwa. Sasa sielewi ni ipi. Utupatie information tuelewe ni gani hiyo imekataliwa na kwa nini. Asante. Bwana Stephen, you're back. I hope you are okay. Take your minute, please.
Bernard. Yeah, thank you, Bernard. Thank you, Selena. Thank you. Today, the voice of God in Kenya is talking. That is the truth of the Lord. Because what we know as a Christian, I was born in Kenya as a Christian. What I know is that the church should stand against the ills of Ruto. If you don't want me to tell you, Ruto is evil. Remember, Mama Selina, I think you just want to sugarcoat. Kenya, now we don't want sugarcoating. Me, what I told them, I didn't tell them. I want to tell them through this media. We want the pastors, the bishops, the way they are talking nice, because I was listening. I'm not told today. They should have their gown, the Christian gown. Yeah. Tell Ruto off. That's the thing. And I think they are doing a good thing. That one is wonderful. I'm happy. Today I'm very happy. That's why I entered very early. Because when they were just annoying me, Raila will not help you. Look, even the bishops in Nyanza, they have feel the heat. And also I like what sometimes I listen to radio, Spice, that lady from Gachugu. Yeah, it was Shule. It was with Shule. Shule was talking nonsense. So it is confirmed with the bishops. They say they call him, even me, I want to call her out. Because he was the one with a computer. He thinks we don't have computer. Rigging election. You know, we have to go back to the roots. Christianity is the root of things. Why it went wrong. Yeah. I've just told that. That one I've finished. So don't be apologetic to these Christians. But what I'm saying is this now. They said that they will not do a rampage during Gen Z. You remember? I think some things is not working well with us. Me, I'm very upright. I have books, I write. They said that no, Ruto himself said, no rampage in in church. What happened today? I think yesterday. They say that's why I enter early, because in UK I can say yesterday and today. Broad daylight. He said that he's giving. It was in Kayole. He doesn't know we live there. We know everybody there. That pastor, he was laughing at those people. Ati naona hii church yenu ijaingia mzuri. Naomba akuje nimpatie 5 million. If you don't know how it started, maybe you are asleep. Me, I was awake. Haya, akatuma huyu jamaa yake anaitwa nani? Huyu Kindiki. Kindiki pia akatoa 1 million mess. Alafu akasema ati ingine ni ya president. Surely, ati ni mchango. Kwani sisi tulizaliwa Kenya. Atijui kanisa. Ukitoa pesa kwa kanisa, unatoa na siri yako. We said in Kenya, don't politicize churches. It's very annoying to us. Like me, it's very annoying. Because I think that God is not working.
So
okay. Nimemaliza.
Thank you. You made your point. Let's pause there and then we move further as the conversation continues. Asante sana. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue to look at the issues, Andrian Hapak, and I'll confirm his story. Let me look at it. He says, thanks be to God, our Archbishop Anyolo has directed the Sadaka, bus, and choir uniforms pledged to Soweto Catholic Church by Ruto to be returned to sender with immediate effect. And that is what we need to look at. Kutoa sadaka sio shida na kusupport church sio shida, lakini ikitumika kwa kisiasa, sasa hapo ndio inakuwa shida. Mbona wakileta sadaka wanataka kusimamisha kila kitu itangazwe kwamba president ametuma milioni 5? I mean, is it for accountability or for political purposes? And so kama kweli wanataka kusupport church, you don't have to make it for public show, and you don't have to announce it. Although there is a misapplication of the scripture, we'll be looking at that shortly on the same issue. But kwangu mimi kutoa sadaka sio kitu cha kujionyesha. Sio kitu cha kusema umepanga line, ukifika kwa kikapu wewe ndio unyamazishe kila mtu waone umeweka ndani ngapi. Hiyo iambatani na maandiko, inakwenda kinyume na inaharibu dhamira ya watu. Hata asua sasa kuabudu Mungu kunakosekana, tunaanza kuabudu yule ameleta hela nyingi kuliko wengine. So hiyo haikubaliki, na shukuru. Na wakati umefika kanisa ya kujiokoa, kwa sababu kanisa ilikuwa imewekwa kwa mfuko na serikali, ambako alikuweza kuangazia masuala ambayo yanafaa kuangazia. So sauti yao isikike, lakini wasimamie haki, wasikubali kununuliwa na wasikubali ku neglect their responsibility. Kuna mtu hapa amesema kwamba Mama Selina, ulikuwa unasema kwamba wanadai pesa yao ya NHF, which is true, lakini anasema hizo missions hospital zimeajiri wa Kenya, so hizo pesa sipolipwa wa Kenya watalipwa mshahara, watoto watalala njaa, watoto watatoka shule na mambo yataharibika. So it is not just church. Church is a community based organization, in quotes, and there is that affecting everyone. And then of course majority of those, especially the Catholic Church, has subsidized services ambako ukienda kujifungua Nairobi Hospital milioni kadhaa, lakini unaweza kwenda Mukuru kwa Njenga ukajifungua na 2,000 ama 1,500. So it is subsidized so that wananchi are able to afford. And so that's a service that is necessary and is closer to the people. Why should the government interfere with it? Kwamba kwa hii 1,500 500 ilikuwa itoke kwa serikali. Sasa hiyo 500 haijakuja, na wale wamejifungua sio watu wawili watatu, wamejifungia watu tuseme 1,000. So 1,000 times hiyo 500 ni hela fiti tu ambaye inaweza kulipa mtu mshahara. So naomba tukwe, tuangalie swala from all corners, not just the political perspective, but the reality is our society is in a mess. We need to get their act together. Thank you very much. Tumakinike kusonga mbele. Unless Mama Selina uko na la kujibu, tupatie Innocent.
Tu Penat. Wakati mstaafu Rais Uhuru Kenyatta alipeana bahasha yake, kanisa iliisha bila sisi kujua. Alituambia tu white envelope. So Kindiki angesema pia kuna white envelope ya rais na kuna white envelope yake, kwa sababu Kenyatta alisema ameleta white sea brown na aka-hand over. Lakini hata leo hatukujua ilikuwa ni 1,000,000 ama 500 ama ni shilingi 2. I thought hiyo ukipeana kwa hiyo njia Penat, ni Mungu na wewe na kanisa wakienda kufungua, watakuja kanisa Sunday service wakiambiana hii ndio ilikuwa sadaka, na wale watu tunaandikia barua kusema asante. I thought ilikuwa inakaanga hivyo Penat. Baada ya kujua nani walilete nini, again tunakuja quietly kurutisha kuandika barua na kusema thank you. The church say thank you. So I thought hiyo ndiye ingekuwa bora, ama hivyo ndiye inatakikana iendelee. Thank you Penat.
Kweli kabisa mami, hivyo ndio inapaswa kufanya ili tusilete kizaazaa kwa congregation. Na of course the church inatumia hiyo hela yote, kuna ya kulipa mishahara, kuna ya kufuel gari, kuna ya kushughulikia masomo na hiyo masuala yote. So hii ya kujipendekeza ndio njia mbaya, na wanasiasa kuwa kanisani sio kitu kigeni. Moi amekuwa kanisani kila Sunday. Alikuwa anatoa sadaka, lakini kukuanga inakuwa announced that mtukufu ameleta hii ya sadaka. Kikuja harambee is a different story, lakini sadaka ni kitu cha siri katikati yako na Mungu na wenye kuhesabu. Lakini sasa hii ambayo Ruto na Kindiki wanataka ushinikiza, ati wakifika kanisani tunyamazishe wimbo waseme wameleta ngapi, hiyo ni kuinterfere na kanisa na kuinterfere na kuabudu Mungu, na ndiposa tunasimama kinyume nayo. Usiende kununua kanisa kwa jina la sadaka. Kanisa libaki kanisa na liongoze watu kumwabudu Mungu, sio kuabudu mwanasiasa ama kutafuta heshima ya kuhadaa wengine katika ile hali ya kujaribu kusema kwamba wewe ndio una support kanisa kuliko wanasiasa wengine. Asante. Tumlete Innocent moja kwa moja achangie.
Hi Bernard, Selina and Steve. Hope you guys are doing fine. Glad to see you. And welcome back to donation day. Back to the sender. You know, the clerics have said, no thank you. And they have put it in capital letters, no thank you. Bernard, let me start from Kindiki. Kindiki hardly has stayed in office not more than 2 weeks, but is able to donate 2 million. I don't know where he got the money from. Hardly 2 weeks, 2 million. Najia akikaa 2 years, atakuwa na donate ngapi? Maybe 10 million. Let's wait and see. Bernard, Anyoro has said it clearly, and I'm all the Catholic and parish churches in Kenya not to receive any donation in church, especially during church service. And the 600 shillings that President Ruto donated to Soweto Catholic Church has been returned. And also 200 shillings that Sakacha gave, it has also been returned. And they have been told not to go and fetch the remaining. He donated 2 million, and they were supposed to go 2 million for the bus, and then 3 million for the house. But the money has been they have been wameambiwa warudishe hiyo pesa yenye alikuwa ametoa ya nguo na ya basi, but ya nyumba haikuwa imelipwa. That is the amount yenye alikuwa ameambiwa aende kuchukua State House. So it was supposed to be 5 million, 3 and 2. Ingine ilikuwa ya basi na ingine ilikuwa ya nyumba, but zenye alidonate za nguo zimerudishwa. I'm sorry for the choir people, they were given new clothes, but sasa watakuwa wanaimba bila new clothes. Now, Bernard, you go to church. Some of these churches, especially the Catholic churches, and most of these, I don't know whether to call them senior, I don't know which word I can call them, but
they are called mainstream churches.
Mainstream churches, mainstream. Hey,
yeah. Namaanisha siko kubwa kuliko zingine. They are Catholics, but kuna zingine siko kubwa zenye anatakanga kwenda. These churches zenye anaenda ni zile zenye zinajiweza. And these guys wakitoa tu sadaka, it's more than that 5 million. If Ruto has never known, these churches zinatoanga pesa mingi sana. In one Sunday, by this zinaweza toa more than that. You remember some of, I think some years back, tulikuwa tunaona wezi wakienda kwa church na unasikia walichukua sadaka sijui 3 million, 5 million, 7 million. You remember some years back? So waizi walikuwa na target churches because they knew kuna pesa zinatolewanga huko mingi. That's why they came up with a strategy ya kutoa na pay bill, because that one hata ukikuja hautapata. And most of these churches siku hizi wako na askari, so one sadaka imetolewa nini inalindwa vizuri, they know what to do, how to take it, na mali inapelekwa. So hizi pesa zingine zenye zilitolewa cash zinarudishwa, na wameambiwa please never receive any donation, especially if it's connected with politics. Number 2, Bernard, Anglican Church backs Catholic bishops. They have also joined the chorus. You know, the Catholics walikuwa wanaimba stanza, but now the Anglicans, the Muslims, and other churches wameanza kuimba the chorus now. So the stanza iliimbwa na Catholics, but other churches wameanza kuimba the chorus now. The chorus, na unajua chorus vile inakuanga mzuri, and it is very easy kuimba chorus. Also, Bernard, the priests, the Nyanza clerics, they have also threatened to mobilize civil disobedience against Ruto government. Those are from also Nyanza, when they have also given their voice. So everybody is giving the voice. Bernard, kuna clip ingine, some guys from Embu wametuma na wakaambia hao wananchi wa Embu, and they were talking to the governor wa Embu, Cecilia, wakamuuliza hivi, Ruto alikuja akapatiana pesa ama anakuja anapatiana hizo mapesa kwa ma-Catholics kwa nini? Yani hawa ma-priests na ma-Catholics, yani ma-bishops, but wananchi wanarudi nyumbani. These bishops, these priests wakiendanga hospitali, wanaendanga zile hospitali kubwa kama Ruto, wanaendanga zile hospitali kubwa, Nairobi hospital nini, those senior hospitals, and they are able to be treated, but wananchi wao wenye wana the shepherd wanaendanga this hizi zinaitwaje, clinics and dispensaries hizi ndogo ndogo, and they are not able to afford them. They cannot be they are not able to afford, and that's why share and shift is not working for a common mwananchi. Na those guys wa TikTok na YouTubers wameuliza Cecilia, huyo governor wao anawauliza hivi, nasikia the governor alikuja akaanza kuuliza ati nyinyi niliwaletea president, alafu mkaanza kupiga kelele, mkaanza kueko sijui nini, mkaniharibia sifa sijui nini. Sasa those guys wamemwambia hivi, please, kama ulilete mtu na ukahaya crowd wakuje kushangilia Ruto, na walipokuja huko kushangilia Ruto wakapata mtu mwenye hakuwa anatakikana kukuwa huko, alikuwa huko. 1, Uhuru Kenyatta. 2, Gachagua. Those guys were not supposed to be there, but waliwapata wako huko, na wakasema watu wenye wanatakikana kushangiliwa ni hao wawili, not huyu, because what he was giving Ruto, what he was giving, hiyo maneno ya housing na shift na sha haikuwa inawaingia kwa roho, and that's why they were heckling. Na sasa wamewaambia, please, from today any church wenye wataenda wakitoa pesa wapatie priest, hiyo pesa ibaki kwake, but kama kuna njia pesa inapatiwa priest ama nini, tusione kwa church, apatiwa peleke nyumbani kwake, but not kwa church. Aende kama wanaenda State House, waende State House, wapatiwe pesa wapeleke nyumbani kwao, lakini sio kwa church. And that is what now the Murima have started. Bernard, lastly, Bungoma huko kwenu naona kumewaka leo, Tititimas na wakina Silasia wameguruma huko vibaya sana. I don't think this KK government is going to survive, because all of amali wako saizi wanabashiwa. If you listen to what they were telling wakina Tititimas, wakina Wetangula huko Bungoma, I'm telling you, hii government haiwezi fika 2027. Thank you, Bernard. That's my introductory part.
Okay, asante sana Innocent, we appreciate that. And it's important that we all forge for what is right and what is valid. I'm happy when the church speaks with the one voice in condemning what is wrong and demanding what is right, and let it be for all Kenyans. If we all did that, we'll live in a better country. So one of our unmaking as a people is our selfish interest, that we get easily bought over to go and now defeat the public good by allowing ourselves to get settled and keep silent when we shouldn't be keeping silent. Now, the politics of money, the politics of buying that and buying this and settling this is one of our major problems. We'll be addressing that even as we look at, because this 12 million and being, thrown around, it is not empty. It is not donations. It is not just sadaka. It has attached strings, and those attached strings are the ones messing up and making Kenyans suffer, and they don't want anybody to raise the issues that have come up by reason of the same. Now, as the 12 million is being returned, magavana wanalia, pesa ya county haijatolewa. Now, what is confusing here is Treasury wanasema walitoa pesa, magavana wanasema wajapokea pesa. So sijui shida iko wapi hapo, mtanisaidia. Let's get that video playing and then we discuss that as we move out.
So Anglican Church of Kenya has backed the Catholic Church in fall.
Ukakatiza utendakazi na utoaji wa huduma muhimu za kaunti kote nchini. Baraza la magavana sasa linasema hazina ya kitaifa bado haijatoa shilingi bilioni 63.6 mgao wa kuanzia mwezi Agosti hadi Oktoba mwaka wa 2024, na kama anavyoarifu mwanahabari wetu Mike Kagwango, wizara ya hazina ya kitaifa jioni hii imefichua kuwa imetoa jumla ya shilingi bilioni 30.8 hadi kufikia mwezi Oktoba mwaka wa 2024 na kuiacha serikali bila madeni dhidi ya vitengo vilivyogatuliwa.
Baraza la magavana limefichua kuwa huenda kaunti zikalemewa na safari ya kuendeleza shughuli zao kufuatia uhaba wa hela unaoshuhudiwa kwa sasa. Wakizungumza hapa jijini Nairobi, magavana hao wameonya kuwa kucheleweshwa kwa utoaji wa fedha kwa vitengo vilivyogatuliwa kunaweza kutatiza utoaji wa huduma na kulemaza shughuli katika kaunti zote nchini.
The delays by the control of budget to approve requisitions for the withdrawal of funds. This is unacceptable to an institution that's supposed to be facilitative.
Tukifika pale na kukwambe katika haya mazungumzo, itatubidi tu kufunga na kuwaomba wafanyikazi wetu waende nyumbani wakajitetee kule mbele.
Kucheleweshwa kwa kupitishwa kwa sheria ya ugavi wa mapato ya kaunti na kutokuwa na uhakika wa kifedha unaoendelea, hata hivyo, kumeweka shinikizo kubwa kwa serikali za kaunti ambazo bado hazijapokea mgao wao kwa mwaka wa kifedha 2024-2025.
Ni mpango ambao unatugharimu pesa nyingi sana, kwa sababu tunalipa fedha ambazo tunazozichukua tunalipa pamoja na interest kubwa, na kwa hivyo hatuna uhakika hata kama hizi pesa zitaendelea kuja.
Magavana walishangaa jinsi serikali ya kitaifa inaendelea kupokea mapato yake ya mgao sawa baada ya bunge la kitaifa kupitisha sheria ya matumizi ya nyongeza za mwaka 2024.
Counties now don't know what to commit, what not to commit. They don't know whether to do supplementary budgets or not. And we're saying, is it fair that life moves on for national government because they went ahead and did a supplementary appropriation based on a dollar that has not been amended yet?
Hata hivyo, wizara ya hazina ya kitaifa imefichua kuwa imetoa jumla ya shilingi bilioni 30.8 kufikia hii leo, na hivyo kuacha serikali bila madeni dhidi ya vitengo vilivyogatuliwa. Kaunti za Kakamega, Nairobi, Nakuru na Turkana zote zimepokea zaidi ya shilingi bilioni 1 kufikia mwezi Oktoba, huku hazina hiyo ikitoa shilingi bilioni 32 mnamo Septemba mwaka 2024. Mike Kagwango, TV47.
Haya mambo kama hayo, vipi tena? Pesa zikatumwa, pesa zikufika. Nana anachezea mwingine hapa? Mama Celine.
Bernard, you know, hii watu hakuna mtu anataka kuadmit ya ukweli ni kwamba pesa hakuna, na kama siko ni ndogo, but watu waambie hiyo kidogo wamepeleka inalipa wafanyikazi, inafanya kazi gani Bernard? Kwa sababu ukweli ni kwamba ukisikia imeenda Turkana, na sasa kama Turkana wamereceive, na hata counties tuko na 47 counties Bernard. Na ulisikia Treasury walisema vizuri ya kwamba hakuna pesa. But hii mamilioni yote inapeanwa kanisa, patu ni pesa ya mtu ama ni pesa yetu Bernard? Kwa sababu tukifunga makanda, tukifunga tumbo na tuseme yale pesa yote ingeenda mali ingine yote, iende kwa counties, na ikifika counties ifanye ile mambo tutaona Bernard, because hatuwezi ambiwa hakuna pesa na watu kuna mabilioni sama pesa wanatembea nayo. hiyo pesa ni mshahara yao ama wamepata hiyo pesa aje, na kama nchi imekuwa broke na nyinyi mnaongoza, kopesha nchi pesa, hili kazi ya serikali na wananchi iendelee. Penat, I think that is what I could say. Kwa nini tunaambiwa hakuna pesa na kuna watu wanapeleka mamilioni every Sunday? Where is that money coming from?
Okay, mami. So huu mchezo wa paka na panya ni kweli hakuna pesa ama hatutaki county zifanye kazi? Kwa sababu budget ya county sio, counties inapaswa kuwa inasherekea, this is 2024, okay, 14 years from 2010. Wewe kama ulizaa mtoto ako 14, okay, itakuwaje tena huyu mtoto anakaa kana kwamba alipatikana jana, ujui kulea, ujui kubadilisha pampers, yani uko tu pale. After 14 years inapaswa kuwa mnajua kwamba ikifika mwezi fulani pesa fulani zinahitajika na hizo pesa zinapaswa kufanya hivi ili zifike. Mbona serikali inakaa kana kwamba ugatuzi ilianza jana?
Bernard, hebu nikukumbushe kidogo. Serikali iliyoko sahii haikukuwa na business na counties. Kwa hivyo Bernard, mama amesaa watoto yake, amewalea, umelete mke mwingine na unataka kuachia watoto. Anasema hii watoto sijui vile walikuja na hata mama yao hakuwafunza vizuri, kwa sababu look Bernard, si kutaka constitution hiyo iendelee, si kukuwa part of those counties. Now, how will I make it successful? Ile kitu ilifanya alikataa, bado iko kwa akili yake, na kwa sababu si yeye anataka hiyo ukatusi ianguke, ndiye ile tulikuwa tunamnyima, tulimshinda. You know Bernard, tunasahau hii ni siasa. Wakenya sisi ndiye tunafanya makosa. Unashika mtu unamwambia unichungie, hata wewe kwako sahi Bernard, boma yako, ama wakale wanasema uko na ng'ombe Bernard, alafu kuna mtu hata ana, na unataka ule mtu ana ng'ombe akuchungie ng'ombe yake. How atachunga aje hiyo ng'ombe? Inasemekana utanichungia ng'ombe zangu kama uko na yako, nione ng'ombe yako vile umemulisha Bernard. But sasa mimi niko na ng'ombe, umeiacha labda haikunywe maji kwa sababu hauchui ama hauitaki. So Wakenya, hii mambo ya counties kunyimwa pesa, turuti nyuma na tujue kwa nini. Kuna mtu ana sabotage, kuna mtu hataki jua kutaka. Msasi amekuletea bibi, au mtaki, amewacha kwa nyumba, au uwezi mpatia mimba because you don't want. So utaenda kusaa huko nje na ule bibi umeletewa ako kwa nyumba tu. Mwaka moja hakuna mtoto, ya pili hakuna mtoto. Na hata akienda, unajua ni ngumu kwenda kuambia wasasi ati huyu mtu, kwa sababu baba anaona kijana yake anaamuka kwa boma asubuhi. Wewe utasema nini Bernard? Akulala kwa nyumba, alilala. Sasa akiulizwa mbona, anasema muende mumuulize. So that is what is happening to us Bernard. Pole okay. Kwa hiyo, lakini ni ukweli ni kwamba umelete bibi kwa nyumba kwa lazima na kijana amekataa hiyo mambo.
Okay, asante sana mama. Tunashukuru, mfano wako mzuri, lakini kwangu mimi, wakati kuna sheria na wewe ndiyo kiongozi, unapaswa kuongoza kwa kutii hiyo sheria. Wewe unaipenda ama huipendi, wewe umeipigia kura ama uliipinga. Kwa nini tuko kwa 2010 constitution dispensation ambako counties it is not even an act of parliament, it's a constitutional provision, meaning ukienda kinyume na counties una violate the constitution. And so hii story ya kulialia na kusema hakuna pesa ukitafuta sababu ya kufunga counties ili wewe ukuwe mmoja wa kufikiria na pesa zote Kenya zikuwe zinatoka kwako zikiendelea, ukigawa hiyo lazima ikuwe resisted na Wakenya, kwa sababu after the counties close, then you can forget the tarmac roads in Isiolo, the tarmac road in Marsabit, and all manner of development in Garissa and other parts of the country will be a forgotten thing. So as county administrations may have the problems that they have, it is still a better way of ensuring that the country develops faster and almost uniformly if they are sustained. And so hii culture ya watu kuchagua sheria ile wanatii na ile sheria wanapuuza, lazima tusimame kinyume nayo, kwa sababu sheria inapaswa kuheshimiwa na kila Mkenya, and that means being president means you lead by example. Lead by example by doing what the constitution requires you to do, even when you don't want to do. Uniwapatie mfano tu kabla nilete Steven. Kuna wakati kulikuwa na church fulani ambako kuna pastor na kuna assistant pastor. So pastor kaagiza huyu assistant pastor kwamba atahubiri kwa ibada ya pili na atahubiri ujumbe huu. So huyo pastor alipokuja kuhubiri akasema nashukuru kwa nafasi ya kuhubiri. Ujumbe ule naenda kuhubiri siupendi mimi. Siupendi, lakini nimeagizwa na mkubwa wangu kwamba nihubiri huo. Okay? Napeana huo mfano ili tuelewane, kwa sababu hata kama upendi kama umeagizwa kutekeleza, fanya nini? Tekeleza. Bora tu haiumizi mtu, haiui mtu, haifanyi. So kuna ile hali ambako kutii sheria isiwe kitu ambacho tunapenda ama hatupendi. Ikiwe kitu ambacho ni lazima tufanye hivyo, kwa sababu tukifanya hivyo tunasaidia kuendelea kwa nchi katika kutii sheria na kuhakikisha kwamba hakuna anaivunja sheria kiholela. So the best way to run this country is put it on the rule of law mode. The moment you put it on the rule of law mode, you will get peace of mind. Watu wanakonda mpaka vichwa kwa sababu wanataka kufix kila kitu. They want to fix everything. You can't. This country is supposed to operate on a constitution. That constitution is supposed to run the affairs of the country. Not somebody trying to fix this, aende kufix parliament, fix judiciary, fix members of parliament, fix the Senate. Utachoka bure, utakufa kabla ya wakati wako. Let the country run on the constitution that is there. Wacha kukunini kusukuma ati constitution hii ikae vizuri hapa, wacha tupige hivi hapa haisemi vizuri, tugonge hivi. Just follow the rule of law, things will work out. Respect the judiciary, respect the parliament, respect the Senate, and let things flow. I think that's the easiest way to be president in this country. That unaweza kufanya mapendekezo, bunge ikatae, unakubali. Okay? Senate ikatae, unakubali. Judiciary ikatae, unakubali. Ambia basi, what is the alternative? Okay, the alternative is this. Okay, let's consider the alternative. Can we work around it? Yes. Then let it work. Lakini panel beating hii ya kufix vitu ndio inasumbua nchi. Mpaka tunashindwa kulipa walimu, tunashindwa kulipa madaktari, tunashindwa kulipa counties, all of it kwa sababu mtu anataka contract like ile Sakaja anasema ati Jogoo Road, it doesn't fall under the county roads. Jogoo Road is in Nairobi County. Okay, by reason of geographical by reason of it being geographically in Nairobi, okay, it is your responsibility. Hata kama mtu mwingine ameagizwa kuifagia, wewe ndio unapaswa kufuatilia huyo mtu kumwambia akuje kufagia barabara. Kwa nini Nairobi ikiwa chafu ni wewe unalaumiwa? Wewe ndio prefect wa Nairobi. Lakini yeye anakaa tu anasema oh, iko na potholes. Ndio nimeona pothole, ndio, lakini si haiko chini yangu. Iko chini ya nani? So it is important that we have leaders who really who can provide leadership, not look for excuses not to do what they are supposed to do. Stephen, karibu dakika zako mbili tukisonga hivyo, then Innocent na wale mnaingia studio, njooni studio tukaseme mambo na muda ndio wewe unaendelea kuyoyoma. We almost 1 a.m.
Thank you very much. I want to contribute on this, because we are the people who brought this devolution. You know, when we talk like this and we are outside, you think we didn't know what we were doing. We wanted to remove the imperial presidency in Kenya, starting from Uhuru. Yeah, me, I don't know, I didn't know what, because that time I already here. I was here in UK. It was not well planned. Because what we said is this, that the money going to the counties, you cannot bargain it. It goes to consolidated bank in central bank. Yeah, direct. Teller is like you have a bank, yeah, and your bank tell you in your phone, no money. You go to the bank, your bank, you ask why. Yeah, they'll give a solution. So the money which should go to counties, there are 47 of them, regardless, they should receive money instant. Any budget which comes in revenue, because those things
Innocent, uendelee saa ile pena atajafika.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hiyo ameangama.
Bernard ametoka na mimi naona Kachwang ameang, so uendelee ili studio isinyamaze.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Maybe net I thought mine ndio ilikuwa inasumbua, ndio inaenda ikisimama, but inaonekana ni ya Steve ndio imeleta noma. Okay. Hii maneno ya church, the way inaendelea, and if every citizens waanze ku gather together the way they are doing, I believe in due time ama in due course tutakuja kupata we have sailed through. Now, Bernard, I don't know whether you know that Omondi was arrested during the this weekend na alipelekwa kotini leo akatolewa and they were charging him other things zenye hata hazikukuwa, but one of the things that Eric Omondi was saying is that he has collected 2.8 million signatures za kutoa Ruto, and he's only waiting for the IBC. That's what he was saying, that he has collected 2.8 and he's targeting 5 million signatures, and that is what made him to be arrested. But wamemwekea vitu zingine za uongo, but ni hiyo statement alikuwa ametoa ati I have collected 2.8 million signatures, and that is what he has been doing, going around collecting signatures to impeach Ruto. But amesema the only hurdle ni IBC haiko, because wameshindwa wanasipeleka wapi, because now without IBC then anashindwa mali ya kupeleka. And from what you're giving us, Bernard, the county, that it's not functional because there is lack of money. Now, Omondi was also explaining it the same way today, na akasema hivi, MPs wamepatiwa loan ya magari, hizi magari gasless za 5 million, 10 million, 15 million, 20 million. Sijui ka yao inakuanga ni ngapi? Nimesahau kidogo, sijui kama ni 20 ama ni 30 million. I need to check nione wanapatiwanga car loan ya how much.
It was 5, I think it's 10 million.
10 million. Now alikuwa Omondi was saying these guys are being given a lot of money ya gari. Hizi magari wanapatiwa kubwa za nini? Mbona kila NMP mwenye anataka kukuja anunue gari yake, That is one of the proposals anataka kutoa, that we should not be using hizi pesa mingi kupatiana, sijui you're giving car loan, house loan ama allowances, sijui mileage. Ati unatoka ukienda, we ni MP wa huko kwenu, sijui Bernard kwenu ama ni Kavagongo and then atunapatiwa mileage. Ati unapatiwa pesa ati travel uende kwenu, na ni kwenu unaenda, because that is where you ulivotiwa. Ati you need money upeleke, yani uende paka kwenu nyumbani. Those traveling ama mileage allowances. So wanasema you're given the allowances, umekuja umetuuliza kazi, unaenda parliament, and then you are given sitting allowance. Sasa wanauliza, then why don't they change, wapatiwe sitting allowances, wasipatiwe mshahara? Those are some of the questions Eric Omondo was asking, and that's why nimesikia that he cause tension kwa KK government, and that's why they are following him every time. Sasa wanamtafuta. So alikuwa nasema ati if you give these guys these allowances, you give them mileage, you give them sijui insurance ya medical, you give them ya, jana ulikuwa unatuambia kuna ya sijui meno, kuna ya miwani, kuna sijui ya yani a lot of allowances zinapatiwa to these MPs. Mbona wasitoe kama ni hiyo sitting, waweke kama ni sitting, then you don't get salary, ama you are given salary, hizi vitu zingine siwache, so that ikae. And then lastly, Omondi alikuwa anasema why don't they give these MPs money, pesa kidogo, so that zingine zipelekwe for development. Let's say maybe wapatiwe kama ni 200,000 mshahara, 200,000, ndio hizi pesa zingine situmiwe kwa hii devolution ama nini, so that those ones wenye wanaona hiyo pesa ni ndogo wawache kuuliza kura. Kuna watu wengine wanaweza taka hizo pesa za 200 and they can perform, they can do a lot of work, ndio wafanye hiyo kazi. So these are some of the things, how we are wasting our money, ama we are using our money. And again, he was also arguing about the chase cars, that if you see other countries, like if you go to America ama other countries, unapata chase cars sio mingi kama za Kenya. Kenya unapata kuna mapikipiki, kuna magari, kuna nini, kuna ambulances na nini, but other countries unapata, like if you go to this, huyu jamaa anaitwaje huyu juzi alichukua the army guy wa Western, that guy anatembea na gari ya polisi, inaitwaje, ya jeshi Yeye hataki maneno mingi ati kuweza kutembea na magari ati chase cars ama nini. So you find that they are using a lot of money on these chase cars, na this pesa ndio zinatakikana zifanye other areas. And the same issue yenye ilikuwa Bungoma, walikuwa wanauliza about the SHA na nini, wakasema if these guys can move from NHIF to the SHIF na SHA, and then they are using sijui it was 1 I don't know kama 100 and what billion for kuchange, just changing, and they are not able to give medicine ama nini to other kids. Mbona hawakuacha hizi pesa, hawakuacha hizi ama kutumia hizo pesa yani kutibu ama how do we call it, to revamp NHIF, other than just changing it. Na wakichange to the new institution, they are only using and they are using about 100 and something billion for hiyo software. Mbona wangetumia ku upgrade NHIF? So Eric Omondi was arguing, akasema hii Kenya Kwanza has got misplaced priorities. Yani everything, he was giving a lot of issues. Bernard, siwezi maliza hapa, but you can see how pesa zinapotea, and that's why we don't have money kwa counties. Thank you, Bernard.
Okay, thank you, Innocent. It's misplaced priorities. Investing in wrong things. I have said here before, and I keep repeating, some of the things that are not working in this country are made so that they don't work. That is the dilemma we are in. That we go and launch something so that it fails. Is kuambia story ya Chebukati. Chebukati alikuwa number 6. 6 out of 10. Na yeye ndo anafanywa chairman. Yule alikuwa number 2 akuwe deputy. So in such a scenario, have you not sent that thing so that it goes to fail? So kuna vile ambavyo pesa si hakuna pesa. Pesa ile iko is not well budget, is not well secured, and is not being used for right purposes. Only uliona motorcade ile ilienda Soweto Kayole. Unapeleka kwa motorcade ifanye nini? Si ni kanisa kuabudu umeenda. So itakuwa inahitaji pikipiki sijui nini hizo vitu zote kwenda kujaza huko, na tena kuna potholes, kuna jam, kuna all manner of things. Why should you take there all that? Because there is money to be wasted. Kuna mambo katika nchi hii tusiposimama vizuri, sisi ndio tutakuwa wa kuharibu. Wacha wale ambao wanasema kwamba wako katika uongozi. Tusiruhusu masuala ambayo hayafai. And that's why we need somebody strict. And I will suggest, Stephen Akirudi, I will suggest one thing. The only way for us to have State House operate on budget and get the president not to interfere with Treasury is remove the Treasury from the executive. Vile other departments got begging for money, let the executive also go and beg for money. Ili kukwe na ile tume imesimamia hela, Treasury ikuwe independent. So magavana wanaomba hela, president pia anafanya nini? Anaomba hela. Parliament wanaomba hela kwa Treasury. Wanaleta proposal, okay? Then that commission of Treasury respond to that. Lakini eti kuna wale ambao wakipiga hivi simu hata kama hiyo hela haipo, hiyo hela ipatikane. Hapana. So we have set up a system that is, and this was done deliberately because the 2010 constitution had done that separation. It was Kibaki, okay, who maneuvered to try and now the old constitution in the new constitution. These things are not supposed to be together. so that this independent treasury is able to budget and function within the budget ya kuhakikisha kwamba walimu tuko na wangapi wanapata mshahara kiasi gani, madaktari ni wangapi wanapata mshahara kiasi gani, ni nini. Then pesa zikikuwa collected, they are distributed according to those priorities. Lakini hii accident after accident, crisis after crisis, we are the architect of our problem. We must fix it by insisting on the right way of doing things. Let the president be separated from the treasury. Ili yakitaka hela anaomba kwa budget na hiyo budget inakuwa supplied. Ama anaambiwa hakuna pesa ya kwenda Kakamega. Kwanza fuel ya ndege ya kwenda, unaenda Kakamega kufanya ni kuomba. Ombea mahali huko, Mungu atasikia tu. Kwani lazima uende Kakamega? Steven, karibu.
Najua Saigeri najua Kiswahili. Sijui nani anatoa mimi. Wanitaki nionge? Yeah, because I was putting a very big story here. I'm supporting
kutoa, ni mitambo tu, ni mitambo tu. Just make it faster so that mitambo kiharibika umemaliza kusema.
Yeah, because I don't have time just to talk the whole day. No, the whole night, no. Yeah, you know, that's why we say that even Martha Karua should not have refused 35% in the counties. I was very annoyed about that. Adlina. Now he's bringing a book called Against Tide. Which tide? Surely. Then we ask her. Today I was here just sleeping, checking that. Because they told me, spies, they told me they are going to interview her. I wanted to know her political game. Not her life. Me, I don't care about life of people. What I care, how do you relate to politics? Your life has been like this, but what about politics? How do you care about other people? This is what you have just told me. It was that Kibaki was the headliner. Then he was that headliner of Kibaki. So we think about it. We think about her. Me, I know her because I've been working in Kirinyaga. I don't know her personally, but people are telling me I've implemented a lot of projects in Kirinyaga. So I was like, hey, Martha Karua, surely. So what he told me this morning, in the spies, because he was interviewed, yeah, I realized that he should have told the president the truth, that hardlining does not help you. Yeah, that one he failed. Yeah, that's a failure for her. That's it. That one I finished. Okay, another one, which I want to say properly before Innocent talk. You see, MPs, give them whatever their salary is. But what we don't want is the MP implementing projects in their area. Please mark this. Me, I don't care about, I don't know, it's called who this guy. Me, dramatist, I'm not a drama. I'm telling you the truth. It's not workable. Give them the salary, but don't give them what is called this one kit. They are going to implement it in the constituency. That money belongs to governors. Yeah. All that money should come from treasury to governor in consolidated fund. That's what we meant. We didn't know some people just take their money, allowance. Yeah, give them their money. But what we say is this: put that money in consolidated fund in the 47 counties. Yeah, and then we have to check the control of budget. Control of budget. Yeah, we want to check, is he colluding with these governors in siphoning funds to the counties? Because okay, Mtata is putting another, it will come there maybe this week. Yeah, Busia County. Yeah, he told us here when I was listening that a governor at spending bills is 4 billion. Surely. Now when the Senate was looking at it, the money, other monies, they budgeted it for themselves. We want actualities. And this thing, this one I want to tell you, because me, I'm a programmer. Tell Treasury, actual accounting does not work. I know what it is all over. They are called sage accountings. We need cash. Yeah. From Treasury, going to control of budget, going to governor. Governor will tell you this and that. That's it. 3 diameter, cash money. Not accrual is very confusing because they will come with computer. Yeah. But this one spend this one spend this. No. Accruals is forward accounting. Because now we know the country the way it is. It is in a dire need of money. So the money we have in Kenya should be accounted single by single where it goes. And that's why I agree. Because when I talk like this, I'll not talk again. That's why I agree with these bishops, churches. Now they want to know, even the wives of these because even Kindiki has brought the wife there, and the second wife should be budgeted for. It's now replacing Gachagua. Imagine. Yeah. So those bishops, they were right. They were very right. Some, they were right. Please, don't clamp them the way they are. There was something they told me that I was listening, not you telling me. These officers, unnecessary officers, should be disbanded. Yeah. So Ruto should just remain with the State House. Yeah. Then the monies that he was supposed to send to our wife, yeah, he can send to our wife. Yeah. Kindiki is living in Tarakanindi. So even if he live in Karen, yeah, only the wife should, and this thing, because I saw it in this church, because Innocent was recording it. I heard it. Let me explain, because me, I'm a big explainer. He said that he's giving 1 million from his pocket. 1 million. And when he was being vetted, he was 6 million. Even he was asked, how much are you worth? Now, one day on a Sunday, yesterday, he produced 1 million for himself and said that 2 million from president in a church. We were looking. Then this one in Kayole, because I lived in Kayole, he said the pastor come to him, State House. We discourage this thing of going to State House. Please, if you are a pastor, do your job. Don't be invited in State House. We want to remove Ruto in power. Please, if you want to sugarcoat him, we'll do all the way we have to remove him. Thank you. I'm going, boss. I'm tired about this now.
Okay, thank you, Stephen. We appreciate that. Like that point of unnecessary offices being abolished, not being cut at all. I don't know how things work, but the aspect of I am the senior pastor, okay? And now definitely my wife should have an office next to mine. As who? Budgeted for by who? Why should that be the case? I thought mimi nikiajiriwa nikipata mshahara mimi ndio nagawia wife wangu. Wife is my responsibility. It's not the government's responsibility. It's not the church responsibility. Why are we mixing these two things and create unnecessary confusion? Except those offices are meant for something else other than enhancing proper governance. I think we are complicating ourselves as a people and ending up doing what we shouldn't do at the expense of what we should do, especially for the profiting of the majority of Kenyans. The counties are supposed to work effectively, and for them to work effectively, they must be fully and accurately supported. This 15%, they are not even getting the 15%. Now, the 35, will they get the wound? And all of it is not because there is no money, and it's not because there is no requirement. It's all because somebody is failing to see to it, to see that the counties are important and they need to be made to function. On the other hand, the county themselves, let's now leave the central government, the county themselves, are they spending the money allocated to them rightly? Should they also have first lady's office and the third first husband office? They have this other, your excellence, this, your excellent, that. So we are replicating the same problem from the central government into the county government. And so even the money that is brought, instead of it going to development, it is spent in all this unnecessary of employee. This one for me is the cousin of my uncle. This one is the brother of my papa. This one is this. So you have even unnecessary employees, okay, who are drawing a salary, yet they are not adding anything to the functioning of the county. And so things need to be changed in this country, whereby we only have people that are unnecessary. I mean, people that are unnecessary in that particular function. Tusiwe na watu ambao tumeajiri kuwa mzigo. There was a time I went to Kilifi, and I was staying in one hotel there, and so we come down. I was with my pastor friend, Pastor Alan. So we come down for breakfast, and we find all these, waiters and waiteresses. All of them are from four graduates. There are many of them. There's 7 of them, and all of them are at the cashier laughing. We are seated waiting to be served, and the space is not that big. So we began to debate, why should we have 10 waiters? Okay, and these waiters are not even serving us. They are laughing at the corner there, and the restaurant is small. Is it necessary to have 10 waiters? So looking at that, having some background in hotel, that place only needs 2 trained waiters, 1 chef, okay, 2 assistants, so 5 workers. You are able to run that place efficiently, and you'll be able to pay these waiters properly. Instead of distributing 5,000 to these 10 people, give this waiter 20, give this one what? 20, and tell them kazi hapa ifanywe. There will be no quarreling. There will be no, I served that one, I am not going, you go. I served that table, I'm not going, you go. I am greeted this one, you go all that. So the place is good, but it's being run down by who? Huyu ni mtoto wangu yangu akaenga hapa, huyu mtoto ni wanti yangu akaenga hapa pia, huyu ni mtoto sijui wa sister yangu akaenga hapa. In the process, you run down your business, all of it because you want to preserve your so-called relatives. So counties are being run down by this same madness of hiring what you don't need, paying salary to what you don't need, and then you are crying there is no money allocated to counties. Beside the allocation of the money, we need to be efficient in our delivery of service. Don't keep anybody who is not adding value to the function of the county in the sense of serving the Kenyan people. And so these excesses and unnecessary expenditure should be cut. Hiyo italeta pesa. Na pesa itapatikana ya kuhudumia kila mtu. Then counties pia come up with modalities of raising money, not taxes only. Come up with modalities, invest in something that brings money. A multipurpose hall, that all women group meetings take place in this hall and they pay. Come up with a county school, something that generates an income for the county so that you don't overtax the people and you don't also over-depend on the central government. So that by the time their central government send their money, you already have your money that is serving the issues of the county. So counties were never supposed to be carried forever. They were supposed to be carried and be weaned off the dependence. But this over-dependence, to me, is born out of one, bad leadership, people who are just there to keep their position. They are not functioning. They are not delivering in terms of ensuring that the county is growing, the county is becoming independent, the county is self-sufficient, self-sustaining. And that should be the goal of every governor. That sitahitaji kupiga simu Nairobi. Okay? Hela ile nahitaji hapa, nitapata hapa. Na itaipata hapa bila hata wananchi kulia. Okay? Sitaenda kwa nyumba kuchukulia watu kuku. I will make sure that that money comes, and the money comes when everybody is enjoying. By what? The taxes are just within the framework, but we are busy as a county generating an income. What is wrong with a county allocating land and dedicated to agricultural use? Okay? That hii mahindi mnasema mnatoa Kongo ipandwe na county. Okay? Shamba ni la county, imepanda mahindi ya county, na hiyo mahindi ikitoka inapelekwa wapi? Magerezani. Inauziwa central government. Central government inaandika check. Check inaenda kwa county. Hiyo county, hiyo pesa inatumika nini? Kusettle these other issues. Lakini si tuko na resources, we don't want to think and deploy those resources. Tuko na maji, hatutaki kuchimba hayo maji, to treat hiyo maji, tuuze. Okay? Tunaanza kubishana. Like now we have issues with what? Like Kisumu County, okay, importing water from Nandi County, which is not a problem, okay? But the issue is it a must? All right. Now, if we must buy water, why can't we do barter trade? Okay, there is a service we are offering Nandi, and then Nandi gives us water, so that there is mutual relating. Not just for us to remain dependent and begging, and God help this country. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue with the conversation, please naomba usicheze mbali, karibia tukazungumze masuala haya kwa kina. Tunapo muda ndio huo, 22 minutes after 1 a.m. Ikifika 2, sisi tunang'atuka. So kama una la kusema, wai mapema ukaseme. Na
Bernard.
Yes.
County government, national government wanachukua pesa zetu, revenue wale counties wanasanya kwa nini county government wachukue pesa ya counties peanut? Kwa sababu umesema unataka counties wachisimamie. Na most things we see is that national government batu wanakuja chukua pesa yetu wanapeleka huko juu ndio watupatie kidogo. Ingine umesema kuna counties wako na shamba, ama ungeniambia kama Uasin Gishu county wako na shamba kubwa, wanaweza kombolea county wapande mahindi waiuse. So kuna mambo mingi hapa Peanut, kwa sababu sidhani kama batu tuko na shamba waliharibu ile nini ilikuwa ya ADC, ile ilikuwa inalimwa. So I think mimi swali langu ni hivi, pesa yetu ya county kwa nini sinapelekwa national government? So kama county ya Kericho ama Kisumu wasanye pesa yao waifanyie kazi yao, alafu national government waongezee kitu Peanut. Kama Masai Mara for example, Masai Mara inatakikana hiyo yote inatoka kwa Masai Mara iende county ya Narok, but tunakuta kila kitu inaenda national office Peanut. So hapo nataka nielewe inakuaje? National government wanatoa wapi pesa yao, alafu wanakuja kutukawia pesa zetu?
So asante. Inaonekana Stephen akona jibu. Stephen, quickly please.
No, you are busy. You are busy. Let me tell you, they are devolved government. Selena, sorry about that. What we did there is called devolved government. And government, the function of government is to give services. So there are services which were devolved in the government, in the like local government. You know how local government works. We wanted devolution to work that way. That if, for example, because I can't understand why you are telling me that some money come from Uasin Gishu back to Nairobi headquarters. No. The money should trickle down to the locals there. Those are corrupt people. What I'm saying is this: water is devolved. Health is devolved. Agriculture is devolved. It's only education because they don't know how to do it. We want to devolve education, but some other countries don't have good schools.
Bwana Stephen,
So,
the question here is, for example, the governor, the members of National Assembly, and other staff members of the county government, okay, are employees of the government of Kenya, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, whatever pay as you earn, it goes straight to Nairobi. David said those are the taxes that go back to central government. And then
I was with Julia. We said that everything that works in the counties, that is treasury. Yeah, because that is the local is called the governors should decide once he has paid his employees from the resources in those countries, in those counties. Sorry, because I'm in UK, so I don't understand. I went there, I left there a long time ago. But that is how the design is, that every employee in county should pay to the treasury of the county, so that pay as you earn belong to the county. That is one.
But
Two,
evil.
that is Ruto. That's Ruto for you.
No,
Me, I didn't
Stephen, this was not with Ruto. It began, the 2010 constitution was started under Kibaki.
Yeah.
Then Uhuru came. And then now we have Ruto. And so there is, you see the same problem we have with the roads. Okay? We have broken it into 4. Sijui rural, urban, sijui middle, in between. All that, it to me is unnecessary. We should just have the roads both of Kenya, okay, that is in charge of the roads, and then it should be able to answer for every road. But we divide so that we eat using the same. So the confusion about the county government collecting money, sending to central government, then central government bringing it back, is uncalled for.
I refuse. Let me answer that. Sorry about that. I want to do that very fast. Because we know what economics is. Whatever is collected, because it's called own revenue, those own revenue should remain on counties. You get me? You see, when we were following Ruto, the way he's going to handle what is called, what I'm saying, Ruto is a con man. He told those governors to give us something small to cater for health. He didn't know we know that health is devolved. Now look, there's something called SHA. It's not working at all. Today I listened to people talking. It's not working at all. Don't tell me nonsense. It doesn't work. Yeah. Like me, I have children. It's not working. They are calling me. They are saying, no, daddy, no, it's not working.
So, Stephen, the county government are given 15%. The rest of the money inapaki kwa national government. Ndio wanapigania at least hata wapatiwe 35%, ndio waweze kufanya kazi kwa counties. Sasa sisi tunauliza.
Tick. That one, you are right. That's what BBI was saying. And I was surprised some people post it.
That is what we are saying.
Okay, order, Stephen, ngoja now. Mami maliza alafu Stephen ajibu tusonge mbele.
Ndio tunasema Steve, pesa zetu za county, we don't control it. Inapelekwa Nairobi. Alafu ikifika Nairobi wanaikawa huko, ndio sasa watuteremushie 15%. Hiyo 15% haitoshi mahitaji ya counties. Na wewe pesa yetu ya county inasanywa na inapelekwa. So kama tungeambiwa Bernard, county ya Bernard wamepata 70%, watumie 50, 20 iende national office yangu namna hiyo, but wanachukua yote, tunapatiwa 15%. So tunauliza, kwa sababu wameimaliza Bernard. Hiyo ndio inafanya mambo inakuwa ngumu, na ndio inafanya national government inataka kumaliza counties, kwa sababu wanataka kucontrol kila kitu. Wamekuja kunotice ya kwamba counties wana work, governors na ofisi za counties wanatafuta pesa yao, lakini samani vile silikuwa municipal walikuwa wanafinywa. So what we are saying, Bernard, ni ya kwamba tunarudi pale tulisema kuna watu wanataka kumaliza the counties kwa sababu hawataki sisi tuwe na hii pesa. So how will counties or how can sasa wa Kenya tupigane kama unapatiwa 15% na wewe ndio uko na wananchi na national government hakuna kitu wanafanya? wakuja barabara tuambie kunaitwa kera, sijui kuna yenye inaitwa nini, mashule tunafinywa, kuna ya wa county, kuna national government. Alafu Raila alikuwa anasema hivi, wamerutisha hii county commissioners yenye wachachakuliwa na watu penat, na ndiye sasa wanachukua nafasi ya governor. Otherwise, kila county governor anastahili kuwa president ya hiyo county, wapange mambo yao. But now wana change. Unakuta county commissioner hako na nguvu kushinda councillor, kushinda governor ulimuchakua. So tunataka kuuliza kwa katiba yetu penat, hii county commissioner kwanza haiko, ama kama iko inafanya kazi kidogo, anatakikana kuwa chini ya governor. But it is another way round, that county commissioner anaongea juu ya president, so governor wanaenda kuinamia, ama county commissioners wako atina uwezo hata kukuja kufunga county. So we need kurudi kwa katiba na tuseme tunataka kujua kazi ya hawa county commissioners, wawachie governor mambo yake. Wakiharibu county yao governor na MCAs, then tutajua. So hapa penat kuna ukora inafanyika, and Wakenya wataki kusema. Where are these people getting those powers? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mama. We appreciate that. Very, very strong point that needs to be addressed conclusively. And it springs from our insecurities as leaders. Insecurities as leaders. Quickly, before I say something on that, let me respond to Ellie. Ellie said the poll on Sound Candid Talk today is like a dress rehearsal. How do you expect us to answer the questions with open-ended multiple choices? Now, I don't know, because the question is born out of the debate of the day. Some of those things I have no control over them. So let's learn to live with it. Now, story ya county commissioners, DO and all that is born out of one, insecurity. Kibaki ndo aliweka hizo vitu kwa sababu alikuwa naogopa inji itachukuliwa ya kama yuko. And Moi, I think it was the advice of Moi, according to the information we have, this Moi who advised him, if you want to run this country effectively, you must get they call them provincial administration, which is a parallel government. We are not supposed to have a parallel government in the county. The county are supposed to relate with the central government. The way they are relating in maneno ya pesa is supposed to relate in all aspects, including security. Okay? That the security chair of the county should be the governor. Okay? Just like the president is the chair of the central National Security Council. Okay? But now they work in coordination. Then these other security sectors are also supposed to be devolved. That we have devolved NIS, we have devolved DCI, we have devolved under, but not under the provincial administration. The provincial administration is not part of the 2010 constitution. It is unconstitutional. It's just being forced there because it helps the president stamp his authority without working with governors in the pretext of kama mimi ni wa UDA na governor ni wa ODM, tutafanyaje kazi pamoja, which to me is nonsensical because the constitution is one and there is no ODM constitution that runs Kenya. ODM constitution runs ODM in relation to the constitution of Kenya. So you cannot say the only way for you to work in Nyanza, you must get your point man because Nyanza is dominant with ODM. There must be a way of working with counties and As leaders, we all share the responsibility of the health of our people, the safety of our people, the progress of our people. It should not be an issue of political parties. It should be an issue of national interest. Our national interest is to secure each and every life. So sioni vile an ODM governor is going to sabotage the security of the country simply because it doesn't belong to UDA. Unaona? But the KANU thinking, the insecure thinking ya ile lazima awe mtu wangu ama awe mtu nimechagua ndio nikuwe safe na decisions sila na make, that's where the problem arises, where we now do parallel things that end up making what was meant to work effectively become now a problem. So tukifukuza hawa commissioners, county commissioners, tutoe hawa watu wengine wote mpaka chief, this country can still be secure. Okay, the president doesn't need all that. He's doing that illegally against the constitution, and it's all born out of being insecure that kama anawak na other political parties, he can be overthrown without him knowing. So he has to have an informer somewhere. He has to have all that. To me, that's backward, and it needs not to be sustained. It needs not to be sustained. And those are some of the places where we are spending more money, which that money is supposed to be building the county. That money is supposed to be building schools. That money is supposed to be paying doctors, lecturers, and teachers. But we are spending it on unnecessary workforce that is not a constitutional office. So, kwangu mimi, I support the doing away with the provincial administration. Let the counties take responsibility of the security, then the central government enforces. So badala kila county kuwa na polisi yake, okay? Kuna polisi moja ni ya Kenya, lakini they are located to different counties and they are working in harmony with the rest of the people. Well, naomba hivi tusikilize Innocent kwanza. Steven umeongea. Innocent, wewe ndio mkubwa wa masomo hapa. Hebu tuambie, is it necessary for us to have county commissioner?
It's political, especially those who are in government. They'll want to, what you said, counter-check the opposition, and that's why they keep on putting their own people there. Just the same way Ruto has done different ministries, that he can put a person from a different tribe and then he puts his own man there just to check what is happening there. So this is exactly what is happening to, and on what you say that it was a scheme of Moi advising Kibaki to do it, and you remember even Kibaki himself did not vote for this constitution, and Ruto, they didn't vote for this constitution. So we are not surprised to see what is happening, especially bringing their own men there. But it's not supposed to be that way, because if you say that, then it means again you are transferring the national government to counties, and that's why if you looked at that was last year, the conflict between Simbarati and the commissioner. Akasema mimi nilichaguliwa na wananchi, wewe umechaguliwa na mdosi wako, enda mfanye naye. And there was that tussle between the commissioner and the governor. You could see even in terms of security. You are a governor, you have your own maybe security in your county, but you find that the people whom you are reporting to, they're under the commissioner, especially the security men. Unapata that commissioner ndiye anatambia OSPD wa mahali fulani, OSPD wa mahali fulani afanye hivi na hivi, and the governor is there. So you wonder whether who will manage the county. And what you're saying, I wish it could be exactly what Selina is saying, that they collect the money and let the money be used within that county instead of just sending it again to the national government and then it goes back. But I remember when this constitution started, Bernard, I don't know whether it happened to your place, but some of especially some of the matatus, the shuttles yenye ilikuwa inatoka kwetu huko Kisii, ikikuja it passes through 4 counties before ifike Nairobi, and they were being taxed huko njiani, ati unatoa sijui sijui ni ushuru gani walikuwa naita, ati you have moved from this county to another county, and then sasa you can imagine us from Kisii, tunatoka Kisii tunakuja tunapita Bomet, tunakuja tunafika Narok, and then tunafika Nairobi. So they used to pay those amount, and because sasa umetoka gari yako imetoka huko, and especially to this inaitwaje TLB, ati sasa TLB yako ni ya Kisii, ukifika Bomet, so you need to pay something because sasa TLB unataka ni ya Bomet. Ukifika Narok, hata ukifika Narok ama ukifika Bomet, you're not supposed to carry any person from that county because you belong to, and I think that's why ilikuja ikafika wakasema some of these services wacha sikuwe national. So I don't know how they can do it, especially for some of these services like TLB, and that's why they decided ikuwe kama ni national so that it can be sent. But in terms of agriculture and other things, I believe it should be done in county place than just taking it to the national, especially what you have explained. Wacha kama ni sisi huko Kisii tuna ndizi mingi, tuna chai na nini, we plant them, sikikuwa we can sell them, like let's have maybe something like an industry inafanya, ama let's have a place mali zinakuja zinakuwa collected from one central place. Hizi ndizi zote ziuzwe to maybe tuseme Kisii town, kuna place huko ndizi zinaenda zinapelekwa zinauziwa huko, zinawekwa huko, ni kama dumping place. Hiyo dumping place, any person who wants to take ndizi to other counties zinakuja zina collectiwa from there na taken to other county, and then the other county wanafanya. So instead of now buying and doing this, tunaweza kusema we county X, we have your money ya 10 billion na wewe na yetu ya 7 billion, so can you give us the 3 billion because that's the only thing, the balance. I believe hiyo ingekuwa vizuri. Thank you.
Okay, thank you Innocent. And let me quickly bring this in. Time is going, ladies and gentlemen, tukue mstari wa mbele kukaribishana, kusubscribe na kupiga kura. I wanted to say this, that for Kibaki, after taking over Moi, the provincial administration was necessary for transition. It was not supposed to be permanent. Okay? Now, after 2002, all the way to 2010, there was no need of adopting the provincial, or of trying to now bring back again the provincial administration after the new constitution has come in, which was obviously not catering for that. So that transition period of 10 years needed that provincial administration, but not for it to be permanent, for it to be withdrawn with time, so that the first 5 years we have withdrawn, let's say, the other details. We are only remaining with provincial commissioner and maybe district commissioner. And then from there, we replace them as we now, the way we did devolution, okay? We are devolving healthcare. The national government is not responsible for the doctors, is not responsible for the nurses, things like that. But see the way we are going about it. We want to be the one paying the doctors, but the doctors working at the counties. You get that? Why? Tunataka hii check ya doctor iwe kwa account yetu, inatengenezanga interest. ikiwekwa kwa county zitatengeneza interest, which is wrong. In my understanding, we are a twisted country, a country that doesn't want things to work the way they are meant to work. We will throw anything in there so that we get our own stake, which messes up everything. And it all is all born out of insecure leaders, incompetent people who can't let people be. They want to manipulate, they want to twist, they want to change. Into the politics of deceit, the politics of betrayal, the politics of always kuchimba mtu, to cut somebody's legs. But if we did genuine, clean politics of putting the country ahead of everything and everyone else, nobody will be insecure if we have whatever different political party dominant in a particular place, but the security of the country remains the same. The police arresting people in Nyanza, are they not the same police arresting people in Garissa? Are they not the same police arresting people in Nairobi? Because they are Kenya police. So why should we have a fear that if we have the security of Kisumu presided over by Anyang' Nyong'o, it may be used to frustrate Ruto? The security is important to Anyang' Nyong'o just as it is important to Ruto. And the people who are seeking security is the Kenyan people that we need to safeguard. Secondly, it goes on the issue of the money. We have the money that is directly collected and spent by the county. Not all the money is taken back to the central government. But now that's something that needs to be reviewed. Kwangu mimi, I would prefer that counties generate their income, and counties that overproduce particular product, they can get into agreement with other products. Like if I was minister or I was president in this country, I will keep the prices of all foodstuffs same price anywhere in Kenya. The way Queen Elizabeth did. Tulinunua sukari kilo moja ilikuwanga shilingi 4 sijui na peni 3. Na inakaa 5 years kabla iongeze peni ingine. Okay? Kwa nini? Somebody is presiding over that economy by ensuring that the distribution of those products, it is done systematically. The government is supposed to take charge. Wakati Nyandarua inazalisha waru imejaa kwa nini? Kwa mashamba. As a responsible government, you deploy lorries. Ziende wapi? Ziende Nyandarua. Hizo lorries either zinanunua hiyo waru kutoka kwa wakulima, okay? Then waru zinapelekwa wapi? Mombasa, Lamu, Garissa, Marsabit, okay? Kule hizo vitu haviko. And as long as the government is the one bringing, the price of those items will remain the same. As it escalate at waru ukinunua Nyandarua ni 50 bob. Ukifika Nairobi ni 100 bob. Ukienda Mombasa ni 200. Ukipanda huko juu ni 300. Look at that now. Why are we punishing our own people? And why should we have a central government, okay? But we have all these differences in prices. The sababu ya central government ni kubalance. Ni kubalance. So that the difference will not be much. Now we are punishing watu wa Garissa wakinunua waru ambayo tunanua 50 bob huko, hao wananunua 300. And we are in the same country, under the same administration. That doesn't make sense. So we are living in this confusion because somebody doesn't want to take responsibility. We just want to have political offices to use it to make noise other than solve the problems that are really bedeviling the people and provide solutions, okay? Look at the quality of education. The quality of education in Nairobi is not the same as in West Pokot. Why? The climate is harsh. The teachers there are insufficient. The things there are not stable. Here, watu wanaenda shule with ease. And we subject all those children to one exam. Okay? They learned in different environment, in harsh climate, but we give them one exam, and that exam can determine whether they go to the university or not. So look at the way we are unfair, okay, in adducing something that is so basic and so necessary like education. Why? Somebody has refused to think and work out a modality that is able to harness the potential of Kenyans and facilitate the progress of the growth and the development of our children. It's all left on chance. It's all left on piki pongi. We can't continue like this. So as Kenyans, we need to come on board and see to it that we fix what has gone wrong with our country. And it all begins by those insecurities and then those funny, whatever, policies that are there that are anti the constitution, and then somebody is fighting to keep them. We should throw all of them through the window. And the security of this country can be controlled from one place, devolved without any stress. I live in the church world. In the church world, if I'm the senior pastor, I delegate responsibility. I won't report. I don't want to come and conduct choir. You are the choir director. All I want is for you to tell me the choir is this, the choir is this. And I don't want any underperforming choir service. Okay? So you are in charge. I give you free hand. Ask me the help you need from me. But don't expect me to come and run the choir for you. Problem we have in Kenya, unapewa ministry, then huyo mtu amekupatia ministry anakuja kurun ministry. Anakuambia hii contract iende fulani, hii contract iende fulani, makaratasi tunachukua hapa, kalamu tunachukuanga hapa, hii tunachukua. So why are you making me minister in the first place? Just be one minister. Let us know there is only one ministry, Ministry of Presidency, and the Ministry of Presidency does agriculture, it does foreign affairs, it does nursing, it does medical care, it does everything. If that is what you want, then let's change the constitution into that. But if we really want a country, let's let the country function as a country. And county heads, please don't maintain the county. Grow the county. Grow the county. 10 years, you're still suffering from lack of water, lack of transport, lack of ambulance, lack of police post, lack of everything. 10 years down the road, what have you been doing? MCS, mnaenda huko assembly kufanya nini? I thought MCS are supposed to report what is on the ground and what needs to be done. Each county, tuko na wards ngapi? Kila ward iko na shule ngapi? Kila shule iko na wanafunzi wangapi? Ni kipi kinahitajika katika hiyo shule? I thought those are the things that need to be on the table ya county assembly. Ama mnakutananga kunywa chai na kuombeana ninyi wachungaji? So we really need thinkers, we need problem solvers, we need people who are progressive in their thinking, having foresight that we are going to have people clearing Form 4. They will, in this county, there are 500,000. Okay, these 500,000 are going to end up in which university? Do you have one? If you don't have one, where are you going to release it? Because definitely you're going to do the exam, and the next level they will go to the university. Do we have those universities? Then what do we do to make sure that those universities are available before that time arrives? That's the kind of thinking I expect. Si ya kutafutana chama gani, sijui wewe uko mrengo gani, hebu tingiza tuone. And then all this nonsense, tuachane nayo, let's focus to building our country and make it work. And then, of course, now that boils to one thing, our leadership. Siasa mbaya, maisha mbaya. Let me change that one. Viongozi mbaya, maisha mbaya. Sio siasa, viongozi. Get a good leader, leadership will take place. Get a bad leader, nothing will work. You have learned that by experience. Haya, kuna mtu anasema tuongee abductions. Abductions will, I think we have discussed that before, but we will pay attention to it as a subject, not in this particular show. Leo tulikuwa tunazungumzia masuala ya sadaka na kununua kanisa, na hata tuku conclude kama kanisa litakubali kununuliwa this time round ama unaonaje? Mama Selina, uliambiwa na Gachagua asema kuna wale wanaweza uza mama yao. Wewe unaona hii milioni 5 ikikuwa sustained mpaka 2027, serikali narudi vile ilivyo ama? Okay, anybody can answer. Innocent?
Yeah, Bernard, on the same note, let me start from this trajectory ya Kindiki. Remember Kindiki on Sunday, he went to Kirinyaga. That's where he attended the church. And mark you, the governor was not there. The Kirinyaga governor did not attend. I don't know what happened. Sijui kama ni kususha ama I believe sometimes when you see these senior government officials ama Kenya Kwanza officials wakienda mahali, unapata mostly the watu wa the MPs and governors wanakuja wanatenda hata kama ni deputy governor, but we didn't see the governor, whether the deputy governor was there, and some of the Mount Kenya MPs did not attend. So sijui kama ni mlima umeanza kuteresa sana ama ni nini, ama ni maneno the way inaelekea. But one thing nilikuja kurealize is that Ruto promised a lot of people hii kiti ya udeputy, and one thing nimekuja kuelewa ni I've had some people saizi wameingia kwa social media na wameanza kuiongea, especially huyu Nakuru senator ameongelea. Kuna MPs wengine wameongelea hiyo kitu, wamesema that alikuwa amepromise that kutakuwa na lobbying, and he promised some of these guys like wakina senator yani governor wa Murang'a, anaitwangaje huyo wa Murang'a, Kang'ata
Wabarua
Wabarua and wakina Nyoro wa promised, but Nyoro was meant to be given that thing, lakini kama alikataa. Unasikia that's how things changed. Wakati aliona maneno he cannot sell ama mtu wao kutolewa na yawekwa, akaona haitakuwa vizuri, so he refused. That's how mathematics ilianza kuruka na kotini ilikuwa nayo inaendelea kufanya vitu zake huko. Wakaona wakicheza vibaya, wasipocheza kama hao, Gachagua anaweza enda achukue kitu na nobody will be sworn in. So that is one of the thing yenye ilikuwa inaendelea. And number 2, nimesikia some other guys wakisema that ODM iliambiwa ati Raila aliambiwa ati wakimbichi huyu, hiyo kiti itarudi kwa Central, but CS itapatiwa watu wa ODM. So that's why they supported na wakafanya, and they're waiting their turn. Sasa ile imendelea. So in this way, why the money thing has come in now, Bernard, why I was giving that history, the money thing has come in. And remember when he was being sworn in, hakuna governor wa Mount Kenya alikuwa huko. I don't know whether you remember. Mimi si kuona any governor wa Mount Kenya kwa KICC. I don't know what happened. So I believe walisusia hiyo, and From there, that's when now mambo ilianza kuruka. That's where wakina Wairimu walianza kutoka kanisa ya Wairimu ndio ilianza kuvuma huko, zikaendelea, and then wakakuja kurealize that mlima imeenda na church ndio inaanza kuenda, and that's how the money issue started coming in now. Sasa ndio wakaanza kutoa hii sadaka, and you can see what Kindiki was giving, na akasema ati hii sio ati media tumeelewana, si tumeelewana hii kitu. So I was wondering mali walipatana wakaelewana that hii iitwe sadaka, hii mkienda hata kutangaza ama news msiseme ni ilipatiana, hii ikuwe ni sadaka. So media were told waseme ni sadaka, but for Kenya we are past that. We don't see those things like sadaka. We know what sadaka is, because sadaka kuna mali ukiendanga ukitoa sadaka. Bernard, maybe in your church you do that, but in our church we don't. Tukienda kwa kanisa ukitoa sadaka unasema nimetoa shilingi 10, nimetoa shilingi 100. In sadaka you don't mention it. So maybe hawakujua ni nini, so they started now using hiyo strategy ya kutoa pesa ndio wa redeem bonga points, but it has not worked, and the church sasa imeanza kukua serious. And number 2, Bernard, you can see what the church did yesterday. They have refused the money, so I don't know now next wakienda church watafanya nini, because that was the only redemption strategy yenye walikuwa nayo, and that strategy has failed. Bernard, we have been saying this thing, mwiti kiteresa you know what he says,
siku ya nyani kufa miti yote uteleza.
Yeah, thank you. So this is what is happening, everything is falling. Strategy ya pesa nayo ndio hiyo imekatazwa. Sijui nao kama watarudi kwa Pentecostal waende kupatiana pesa. Pentecostal, you can remember wakina what was the priests wa Nakuru, how do you call him, huyo jamaa wa Nakuru, this famous guy wa Nakuru, I know you know him, mwenye alisaidia Ruto, ni wa Pentecostal.
Acha tusitaje majina hapa, tutashtakiwa.
Those are some of the guys wenye sasa wamenyamaza. The guys who helped Ruto wamenyamaza saizi, they cannot now support him. Now Catholic wamekata, so I don't know which area they are going to go. Pesa ndio hizo zimekuja nazo zimekatazwa. Thank you, Bernard.
Okay, thank you. They are strategizing. Si ati wamenyamaza. They are strategizing on how to counter. Ukiona wamenyamaza, wako chini wana draw. Watakuja, unakumbuka siku ya corona wakasema watu wasikutane kanisa kuomba overnight. Wasema sisi hatuwezi kuhubiri bila kuongea kwa ndimi. Sisi ni wapenda koti. Mwezi kutu control, sisi tunafuatanga roho. Okay? So they should look for they are looking for something to come and use to counter whatever that has been said by the wherever the Conference of Bishops, which to me is mischievous, ungodly, and called for. Now look at this woman here. This is one of the embarrassment we have in this country in terms of leaders, or people we refer to as leaders. Okay, Cecil Mbide was at the event today where he called out Kikuyus from Mount Kenya West to for heckling Ruto yesterday. He said, this English is not right. He said that those who are shouting "Wongo, Ruto must go" were Mungiki, ferried by Gachagua. Embu residents told her to invite Ruto again, wampige mawe sasa. Now this is trying to decampaign or cut down the impact of the rejection of Ruto and Kindiki in Embu by twisting it and say the people were shouting Gachagua or Uhuru or Ruto must go, they were Mongiki. They were not Marians. They were not from, they were not from Embu. They were not Embians. We refer to them like that. They were Mongiki. Now, this the politics I call backward, primitive, and useless. If things went wrong, they went wrong. Correct them. Stop looking for an excuse or somebody to brand over. What was the profiting of heckling Ruto in Embu that somebody needed to invest into ferrying people you're calling Mongiki to come and shout? Secondly, this was not a county function. This was not a government function. This was a church program. So how does Mberire be involved in inviting Ruto in a Catholic church function? Does it add up? So hata kama unataka kudanganya, danganya vizuri, tumia akili kidogo. Usibebe wa Kenya wajinga. I have been a Catholic. I've worked with the Catholic Church. They are the most well organized in terms of programs. Yeah. Bishop kama atakuja kwa diocese yetu, tulikuwa tunaambiwa 3 years early tunaanza kuandaa kwaya 3 years earlier or at least 12 months earlier. So it is not a matter of Mongiki or not. The mountain has walked away. The church is walking away. William Ruto, better prepare yourself. But I would prefer William Ruto to go the Biden way. Sio lazima run for presidency. He doesn't need to defend the seat. He has tried. It has failed. You should just accept and go. To me, that will be more honorable. But if he insists he has to, then he's in for a root shock. Except akona hiyo maneno yao na Kamago na team, which will not work because things are no longer the same in this country. Probably as we begin to wind up, it's 2 a.m. already. Mama Mary has come. I would want her to weigh on the debate for today. But before she comes in, just setting the record clear, we must, as a people, have a clear stand of getting our people to understand what's happening politically. Let us be part of the sensitizing of Kenyans, not keeping them in ignorance. So wewe kama Mkenya ambaye umepevuka, kuwa mstari wa mbele kufundisha mtu, kumwelekesha mtu na kuhakikisha kwamba tukikwenda kuchaguana tunaenda kuchagua kiongozi. Hatuendi kupinga mtu. Okay? Unajua imesemekana Mount Kenya did not vote for Uhuru Kenyatta. They voted against Raila Odinga. Okay? They didn't vote for Ruto. They voted against Raila Odinga. I mean, let us not vote against somebody. Let's select a leader. Let's be responsible for the leader we are picking. Not just let's go and vote to stop this one from becoming, to stop this one from becoming. Let it be that I am casting this vote because I have confidence that this person is capable of doing what we are requiring him to do. And so let's change perspective. Badala tufanye ile sasa right now, everybody wants to vote Ruto out. Okay? Vote Ruto out by voting who in. Okay? It is not enough to vote Ruto out. What are you voting in? Because it is what you voted in that will punish you. It is what you voted in that will eat you. Okay? So this one you're voting out without considering who you're voting in makes you a very poor voter. And so let's get Kenyans to begin to understand that don't vote for anything. Don't vote for anyone. Select a leader you are confident of and you're sure he's able to deliver. So as much as we get rid of bad leadership, we should replace bad leadership with better leadership. And that better leadership is born out of serious thinking and serious consideration. And then, of course, serious civic education. Kwa hivyo, kuwa mtu wa kuelewesha watu, usikuwe mtu wa kuchanganya watu. Asante sana. Na moja kwa moja, Mama Mary, naomba maoni yako tafadhali.
Asante sana Bernard, na kusalimia sana Mama Selina, Innocent, Steve, comment section people, Kenyans with love of their country wherever you are. I say hi and hello. Now, Bernard, I want to back Mr. Innocent. He said about Kindiki that they are trying to claim that is church donation. Tulipokuwa tunaenda kanisa, hata hakuna mtu alikuwa anajua tunatoa pesa ngapi. You just go, you know, peana sadaka yako, rudi kwa kiti. That's all. So you don't need to show us that you are doing that. And especially the government. If you want to serve a church which is in your country, you have a right. But don't be exorbitant. Like there is an interest. And that is where we are getting angry of them. Because why are you taking money where there is? If that is the case, people are dying because of treatment, lack of treatment. People are dying, lack of food. The cost of living is so high. Na bado muna claim ati mambo ni mazuri kwa nchi yetu. We cannot accept that. And you are playing games on our lives. We are serious and we really want somebody who need that job to serve the people of Kenya who are really deserving to have a good leader. A leader that matters, a leader who has humanity feeling, a leader who has got integrity, a leader with wisdom, who is ready to lead people who have wisdom. We have wisdom ourselves. And so when we get a crazy person like Ruto, we feel so challenged. Our life is so deeply destroyed. And that is the problem we have right now in Kenya. Kenyans, I want to elaborate this. This name, Mungiki, it has been used in the wrong way. Hata huyo Mbarile, sijui ni Mkikuyu ama ni kabila gani, kwa sababu anatakiwa kujua hiyo jina pahali ilitoka and what it means in Kikuyu. That name was misused just because of what happened. But that name should be left out. The name Mungiki means people coming together, many people coming together, not for any chaos or whatever, but many people being together. That is what it means, Mungiki. It is not about crimes or criminology. It's a name that means amalgamated, people coming together, many people coming together. That's the meaning. Kwa hivyo hata Mbarire, he's using that name just to scare people out or to show how serious things were, but they were not serious. And she should not forget that what people are saying, it is the truth of the whole country. People are shouting because they have been destroyed, they have been oppressed, and they have a right to shout. They have a right to make noise. What is going wrong in our country? It's about people have no security. People are not being treated. People are not being taken like human beings. We are treated like animals. We are being enslaved to do things for these people, the few, the chosen few, wale ambao wanajisikia wao ndio wakule na wavae na walale vizuri, lakini nyinyi mlale mkinyeshewa. Those are the people we are shouting at. And we will shout. We haven't stopped. A president does not counter. A president does what people want, what people deserve. That is what you do. You don't counter. Ati kwa sababu tu amepigiwa kelele huko, sasa anaenda chini ya maji kwenda kutafuta how he will come and counters. Why don't you work? Why don't you serve people so that we can have no complaints? Then we don't have any attacks towards you. Lakini kusema ati kwa sababu wamenipigia kelele, I'll know which other strategy I'm gonna use. That doesn't give you integrity, doesn't give you wisdom, doesn't give you that you are strong. You are a coward. Come out, do what you promised people. You said all this. We can't even, it's so many that we cannot even be able to count. And nothing has ever been accomplished. Only rhetoric and rhetoric everywhere you go. So you expect people to clap for lies? People are going to be mum, and it has started. And I promise you, anywhere you go, Kenyans, don't be fools. Let's take this seriously. Don't be fooled by this guy. He has fooled us for 2 years and nothing has ever been done. Ile mambo yote amewaambilia hakuna. Na ile mambo yote anakuja kusema ni vile tu aendelee kunyonya damu yetu. Tumechoka. We don't want any more promises. Do what you promised before. If you are ready to serve the Kenyan people. We are very smart and we are watching. We are vigilant. Everything that is happening. It's only that we cannot be able to overturn immediately. What we are facing is a lot. And it is very painful for Ruto to sit there and start doing those petty things that he wants to show us that he is still a president who does nothing for the country. The promises you promised, we are not deaf, we are not dumb, we have got very sharp minds. We understand what you say today, and if it is not done tomorrow and the day after, we make noise. And we are not making noise for nothing. Things gonna change, and we need a change to make our Kenya great again. Otherwise, those are the few remarks. I actually was coming because of Innocent, because I wanted to back up his point and say that any donation that somebody gives in a church, you don't have to shout, and it shouldn't be that people have to make noise because of what you have donated, simply because that donation has some meaning. That is what we are saying to you, Mr. Ruto. Thank you, Bernard. Asanteni sana.
Okay, asante mami. We appreciate that. Clear enough and necessary indeed. Let's remove politics from the worship of God so that God can be accessed by anybody and everybody, because he is God, not because he's UDA, ODM, Azmio, or na Kenya. God is not a politician. And so let's remove politics from the worship of God and just let people worship God freely. And when we go to church, there are no dukes in church. There are no top first class. There is no second class. There is no first family, second family, third family. We are all one under God. If we did that and sustained that, we'll have more equality in this country than the much segregation that is being multiplied and being propagated by our misguided politicians. And so let's take responsibility. Ministers of God, the church ministers, stand for what is right, stand for what is just. Keep your courage. Don't let anybody intimidate you. You are in charge of that particular congregation because God assigned you to. Don't let anybody come there and begin to run you. If they come, let them sit where they're supposed to sit. Finish your sermon. Teach them. They came, look at them kama kondoo, wamekuja kusaidiwa kuelewa. Wafundishe, waombee na waelekeze. Don't surrender the church service to them. Don't surrender the church to them. You are the angel God placed you there. If anything goes wrong with that church, God is going to hold you accountable. That I'm telling you that as an experienced minister. Okay? So anybody who comes, our president, deputy president, our governor, our nini, they don't come to run the church. their governor in their office. But when they come to church, you are the governor. You are the one in charge of that place. Whoever you say speak, they speak. Whoever you tell not to speak, they don't speak. That is it. So if you want to be a minister of God, you remain true to God, and every other person anaelekezwa kulingana na maagizo ya Mungu. Wale wanataka kutoa sadaka wakiannounce, waende na sadaka yao. Waende na sadaka yao tena wakikanyaga kubwa kubwa wakienda. Watoke kabla ibada ishe. Let it be so. So if we remain strict like that, we will recover this country. But if we get allowed to be bought by one brown envelope, one white envelope, one yellow envelope, at the end of the day, we will be punished for what we have caused in this country. So church, please keep shouting, keep speaking for what is just, what is right. That also goes for other religious leaders, and then of course the civil society pia. Civil society ni kama walimezwa hapa, mnapaswa kuregroup and begin to have your own presence and begin to do your own part of pushing for a better Kenya. The same with the media world. The media has been compromised. Majority of the mainstream media are not free to report whatever they need to report. You also need to be vigilant about it. Understand you are in the media because God has called you to be there, and be able to be a voice that will help recover the country, not bury the country. And so kila mtu chukua jukumu lako, tekeleza wajibu wako ili tuokoe nchi kwa pamoja. And process ya kuokoa nchi hii itakuwa sio rahisi. Kwanza kumbuka, sio rahisi. Pili, haitakuwa instantaneous. Ni process. He says you can take down the mountain, but you must be willing to remove one grain at a time. That is the approach I think is valid. Okay? Tuko na jinamizi, tunapaswa kuliondoa, lakini hili jinamizi tunaweza liondoa mara moja kwa muujiza tu. Okay? Lakini kama kuondoa, lazima tuweke mikakati ya kuliondoa, one spoon at a time, one grain at a time, but let's keep moving forward, keep moving forward. And before you know it, we win and win big. Maybe the other advice I'll give, let's also not jump on this personality, jump on this personality, jump on this personality. Leadership is going to be provided. God is going to raise leaders that are going to help this country recover. Let's not be kushinikiza mtu, naweza panda hapo mtu na akwe worse than the one you have removed. Ama unaweza shabikia mtu mpaka usahau kwamba kuna maswali ambayo unapaswa kuuliza kuhusu huyo mtu. Baadaye ndio unaona afadhali yule alikuwa. Okay? So let's scrutinize people. Let's engage and understand the personality of the person we are putting in office. Are they leaders indeed? Do they love this country deep enough? Have they made any sacrifice for this country? It is dangerous to put anybody in leadership who has not suffered for anybody, or who has not sacrificed for others. The number one criteria of leadership is ability to put others first and yourself last. If that has never happened in your life, you are the wrong leader. You cannot be a leader. And those are the mistakes we make when we place people in leadership who have never suffered anything for anyone, who have never foregone anything for anyone. They are always serving their interests, their ego, and their whatever their so-called status. Those are the dangerous ones. Avoid them like you avoid leprosy. The person to put in leadership is one who places himself last and the country first, the welfare of the people first, and the suffering of the people as urgent and important. Those are the criteria you need to check. Whether they are young or old, it doesn't matter. Do they have the love for the country? Do they have the interest of the Kenyan people? Are they willing to lay down their life for the country? Then they can make leaders. But if they are self-serving, self-marketing, self-propelling, you know, they are the same. They are the same as Ruto. They are the same as the politicians who go to parliament and the first thing to do is to increase their salary. Asante sana. So tunaanza kufungasha. We are closing. So closing remark, 1 minute everyone. Tukianzia kwa Mama Selina, tukimalizia hapo.
Bernard, sina la kusema, nilimaliza, wacha nisikie.
All right, Innocent.
Yeah, Bernard, on the same note, Barire, I don't know whether Mungiki are from a different part of the county, and the people who didn't shout to the Embu are my own county people. So ni kama the way she was speaking, ni kama the Mungika from other parts of Central, but not Embus. So she needs to clarify, because the way Mary is explaining is that it was a gathering of people. The word Mungiki was meant to be a gathering of mass people to do maybe something, and if they gathered, kama waligather all of them, then it is Mungiki. Ama whatever she's saying, whatever she's insinuating, ni kama the Mungiki is a particular section of people from certain central mulima fulani, ni kama yani ni wa Gachagua, maybe wametoka huko ya Gachagua ndio wamekuja hapa. So she needs to put a house in order. Kama watu wametoka. I was telling you, Bernard, nitakutafutia hiyo clip nikupatie uone the people wenye wametoa na waliambia how do you call them, the bishops, wawaambie ukweli kama hiyo pesa yenye ilikuja ni yao ama ni ya kanisa. Kama ni ya kanisa ya kujenga nini, then hawatatoa offering, hawatatoa sadaka juu kuna pesa zimetumwa mingi. But kama ni yao, washike waende nazo nyumbani. You see, those are guys from Embu, and wamekuja hapo na wamwambia those, na wamesema any person from Embu, kanisa yote yenye ita receive pesa, hiyo pesa akikuja asikuje nao kanisa, aende nayo nyumbani. Otherwise akikuja nao kanisa ama wakiallow these politicians wakuje na waanze kutoa pesa the way they were doing na kuongea huko mbele, then they will stop giving offering. Though Bernard, sisters Christian, we know we are not giving offerings to these pastors. We give it for the work of God. Otherwise, thank you, good night, and God bless you.
Okay, thank you very much. Stereotyping is one of the tactics politicians use to explain things. I think she was taken to task to explain what happened. Things were happening without her knowledge. So Gachagua is a good excuse. And then, of course, Mungiki can be lifted here and there. But the truth is, the ground is hostile. The mountain is not with Ruto, and it's not just the mountain, the majority of the country. She needs to understand that and appreciate it. And the worst thing is he still thinks he can buy them all back. There is a time where money fails. The Bible says during Joseph's time, money failed, okay? Money can fail. I'm sure Ruto's money will fail when it comes to, if he thinks that's all he needs to be re-elected, I don't see much. Mama Mary, unasemaje?
Yes, Bernard. Remember, this Mungiki has been used by several people. Wamurada used that when things were not going right in some ways. Even Gachagua used the same name. Now it is being used by Mbarire. But there was a time when Gachagua did not use it and he was impeached. Now they started talking about Kikuyu. You see, So they are victimizing people who are very innocent, who are fighting for their right. They are putting them to say what they are not saying. They want to pronounce the name to people whereby they are trying to safeguard themselves. Now Mbarire is watching out about her unga. When Gachagua said about Mungiki, he was fighting for his unga. When Murada said Mungiki, she was trying to protect her unga. So these people, how about when these meetings are happening in Pandio ya West, Bonde la Ufa, si hata huko Ruto ashafukuzwa siku ingine. Mbona hawakuitwa Mungiki? Why were they not given a name because of what they did? And he has been chased several places. Why has it not been nicknamed or given a name? So this name is being used just to make people remember what happened that time. But please, this name should be put away. We fight the real fight. We face each other and challenge each other. And we say why we are fighting, or why we are shouting, why we are crying, why we are chasing this guy. Simple. Don't use those names that you want to make people scare away and stay away from their rights. Barire is using that for what? Can she stand and say this is can she, pinpoint, you are a Mungiki, and be put aside, you are a Mungiki? Yes, because you cannot generalize just saying Mungiki because you have been ashamed. She feels threatened. She feels the day did not go well for her. And so she can only call people such kind of a name. Mungiki is not a bad name. It's a name of many people coming together. And so Kenyans, you should not be scared of that name, Mungiki. It happened, whatever happened those days, but it meant that people coming together. But those who committed those crimes, I think they were over, and we should use the language properly. Barile, stop using names to scare people away. You have failed. Your government has failed. They have nothing they can promise us. They have nothing they can do at this juncture for us to recognize them. They are already done. They are cooked, and everything is over. The only thing we are waiting for the great day. Asante Bernard.
Thank you, Mommy. Thank you. Clear enough? Mungiki means many people together working on a cause. So hiyo umati yote ilikuwa imejaa hapo, ilikuwa Mungiki. Mbarira akiwa present, Uhuru akiwa present, Gachagua akiwa present, Ruto akiwa present, Kindiki alikuwa, wote walikuwa Mungiki. Kama naelewa. So akisema Mungiki ndio walikuwa wanasema uongo. She's just saying that's the right thing. Mungiki ndio alikuwa anasema Ruto tawe. She's saying, she's reporting herself. So she needs to style up and understand that you don't need to lie over everything. But the truth of the matter is the fight continues. We must remain vigilant and secure it completely. Kipu unakuja kuchelewa, fine sijui utapigwaje. So nataka nipatie Steve seme ya kwake, Kipu atakuwa wa mwisho tukiondoka. Steven?
Yeah. Thank you, Bernard. Thank you, Keep is there. Thank you, Mama. Yeah, and all of you, innocent. What I want to ask is that I had something called commissioners and governors. What is the office of the commissioner? Proximity to the governor. Do they reside in counties? That's what I want to know. Tell me, please.
Okay, keep you. Yes, keep your response.
asking you. Yeah, you are the one to answer me.
I want Kip to answer you so that
or you don't.
No,
that's something like that.
What I'm saying is the county commissioner is part of the old provincial administration.
Where is
Remember what?
Where is their office? Their office.
They don't even have an office in the constitution. They have they took on the district commissioner offices.
Yeah, then jobs. Those people don't have jobs. What I'm saying that let me finish. Then I leave Kip to say something. What I'm saying is this. You remember? Yeah. Me, I was older than all of you here. Oyugi was a provincial commissioner. And you remember how Ouko was killed? That time we were in the University of Nairobi. They could not tell us how it worked. I said, oh, it was just brought here. It was there. It was there. Then we realized these provincial administrators, which were used by Moi, wrong people. We cried. We went up to Uko. We were taking buses in Nairobi. You don't know us. We are bad people. So what I'm asking you now, we told those guys we don't want to see anything called provincial administration. And also, Moi did not go to Uko. Death, if you know, Google. Yeah, he was a president. And he used the Uko, he used Anguka. All these are provincial. So we said we don't want in Kenya, we don't want anything called provincial administration. Only governor who is answerable to those countries. Yeah. Me, I'm just surprised at there's a commissioner power than like a Simbarati, for example. You brought that issue. At Simbarati, he come from Nairobi. So when he goes to Kisii, his home county, there's somebody called commissioner there. We refuse that. Sorry, I'm very harsh about those nonsense. What I'm saying, I'm sorry because now it's snowing. We'll talk tomorrow because that one annoyed me too much. Others I can talk tomorrow. Bye.
So thank you, Stephen. We appreciate it, and it is part of the anomaly that we must fight against. Ukitaka kufanya mkutano uambie county commissioner na wewe ni governor. Keep.
Yes, Bernard. Yeah, tulikuwa na discussion very interesting. For those who missed. Mzee Matiang naona kwamba ametosha. We're desperate, Bernard. Eh? We're very desperate as Kenyans. So I think I can't forgive him bana. Mimi siwezi, lakini naona hata afadhali aingie. This Ruto guy. You see how you can be swayed by the thinking and that. But mimi bado nasema mama. Mama ndio candidate wangu kabisa.
Bye.
That is mine. But according to what we had discussed yesterday,
Bye.
Hey.
No.
Keep leadership is going to emerge.
Yeah.
Let's play our part.
No, it's what we had discussed.
Tukianza kudandia watu, tutadandia mpaka tutachoka.
Umesahau vile ulisema jana, Bernard. You forgot what you said yesterday. What you had said yesterday was kwamba kila mtu atoe candidate wake, and that is good. So that's what I mean. Everybody removes their own candidates from their own party.
Keep,
Na mwende
keep,
mbele. Yes.
keep.
Yes.
Matiang'i aliua nani? Alikuwa kama Kindiki wakati waliua watu, wakati
I
baba
agree.
Mami, let's take it easy.
I agree.
I'm the preacher here. Let me bring in the Bible. The greatest leader in the Bible was called Moses. Moses alikuwa anaongea na Mungu uso kwa uso. What was the crime that Moses committed? They chased him from Egypt. He killed someone. David killed someone. He's the greatest king in Israel. Hao watu wote wako na dosari, lakini hatuwezi tumia kitu kimoja kufungia kitu. Tutumie hiyo kujifunza na kuchagua, but let's not always use one act to write off. Kama Israel ingesema huyo mtu aliua mtu, afai hapa, asirudi hapa, asiwahi rudi hapa, Israel will still be in Egypt, because the man who was ordained to remove them from Egypt was the same Moses. So I really would want us to not justify, not defend, but also be human enough to understand that human beings make terrible mistakes. Thank you.
Thank you. Again, vile Mama Selina amesema, and the way you're saying, I agree. Me, Matiang'i bado, there's something in my skin stucky. And I just remember very many nightmares, especially when I was supporting ODM. Alikuja akachafua ODM kwa Nyanza.
Pepi Pendo na wale watu yote, na yeye alikuwa in charge. So kama umetumiwa sword na ukipatiwa sword, use the same sword kufanya yale mambo ulifanya. Actually, Matiang'i is not hata eri Maraka. But if you are telling us unaleta Matiang'i, wakati alifanya nini? Wakati alikuwa education alifanya mambo mazuri. Wakati alikuja internal security, he was the worst peer nini, hata hii Kindiki ni afadhali. So Bernard, I want to know Kenyans, chenye Matiang'i amefanya ni kwamba tutamuokopa ama anakuja na nini alitufanyia? Why can't we get somebody else? Hata eri hiyo Morara, hata eri sijui nini, somebody we don't know. But Matiang'i, really Kenyans? No, Bernard. Watu wengi wako chini juu ya Matiang'i, damu mingi wa mama. And I'm not talking about OTM. I'm talking about the people who were killed kwa token yake. Kama Ruto ni chafu, Matiang'i ni chafu. Kama hii deputy anaitwa Kindiki ni chafu, the same. Pena atakuna uwezi huwa watu alafu uitwe mzuri. No.
So I surrender. You want to turn this one into me. I'm not the one. No. Let's debate whoever. But from where I sit, kila party ilete candidate wake independent, wakuje tuende kuwafanyia vetting, waweke kwa ballot, let the best man win. In the interest of time, my time is up here. I really want to get out of here. So please prosecute. James amekuja, tumalize tafadhali niende.
Yes, so for me, nataka as many candidates as possible, lakini number one is Martha Karua. Mkuje nyinyi wote, na sitaki kusikia mambo ya alliance. No, please, sitaki kusikia Azimio, sitaki kusikia Kenya Kwanza, sitaki kusikia anything like that. UDA waweke kiti yao hapo, ODM, NARC Kenya, Wiper, DAP, waingie kivyao, waende na their own candidates. All parties should try as much as possible to be national. As far as I'm concerned, my party is. Mkuje kivyenu, tupatie hii jinga stress, because at the end of the day najua if you're thinking regionally, huo Matiang'i ata stress yeye huko Nyanza na Western, because DAP ni kuna kitu hapo DAP na Eugene Wamalwa, it's very deep, ni one of Uhuru's chamas, na sisi huko we are very tough na Kenya, tutafinya huko hata sisi. So I like it. The other thing is this Mungiki thing. Sasa huyu mtu anakuja kutuambia mambo ya Mungiki. What do you want us to do kama wananchi? So report kwa DCI if you are scared of them. What are you telling Kenyans? Unataka situfanye nini? Si you are the one who are powerful. Mnaitanga polisi zile tunaenda maandamano. Si mfanye hivyo basi. Fanye ile kitu. We're not stupid. So we're not stupid. There are two factions of Mungiki, but I'm not going to get into that politics because it's a very sensitive thing. So you are trying to portray emotions of people the wrong way. And I think it's shame on you, especially if you are somebody from Central. It's a very bad thing to do. Very, very bad thing to do. Kama saa zingine unakuja kusema kitu alafu unapigiwa simu State House, alafu unaambiwa wewe tutakutandika. Hebu retract na useme something else stupid. And it's the same thing that we are hearing MPs in the Daily Nation walikuwa they're spilling beans. Ati walipatiwa pesa ya facilitation ya kufanya hiyo public participation ya kutoa Gachagua. Hiyo ilikuwa kazi yao. Kazi ya MP ni legislation again. There are people called staff members of the legislation. Hiyo ndio kazi yao. What do you think staff members are supposed to do? There are people who are hired in the legislation. Now ndio wangeendanga kwa maofisi, wangeendanga kwa around the counties or the around constituencies to do the public participation. Hiyo si kazi ya MP. Ati unapatiwa pesa ati si bribe. I don't care how you look at it as a Kenyan, I see it as a bribe. Why would an MP be given money from the executive to go do public participation? Are you kidding me? Come on. And another thing, ati waliharakishwa kuvoti hii kitu ya Gachagua ati kwa sababu walikuwa wameambiwa watapatiwa Ndini Nyoro. Again, each of these 8 counties, there are 8 counties walienda who approached, kaambia each one of them candidate wao walichezwa chengo, wote waliambiwa tutakupatia wewe, tutakupatia wewe, tutakupatia. Just like that school boy anadanganya wasichana wa 8 na wanaingia wote box. Yani peacefully danganya hivyo na Ruto like teenagers, yani, na mkakubali. If indeed it was not money, mulichezwa chenga hivyo. I know what the ODM were doing. This was revenge, which I don't care. Walikuwa walisema Gachagua walitukana sana, me I'm not going to enter the ODM politics. Lakini nyinyi watu mlima mlidanganywa aje? How dumb are you? That is Kenya. As for the Catholic Church, is a bit late, too late bana. Mnakuja the next day kutuambia hivyo. Hii kitu ingekuwa news the next day. Bishop, sasa tunasikia ni 12 million in donation. This is the only time we're hearing it when he publicly announces it, Bernard. When he publicly announces it, wapi ile ya chini ya maji? All those days, all those time alikuwa ameenda
sadaka tumerudisha, wecha hiyo mambo mingi.
Ama ni kwa sababu iliwekewa ile white envelope ikawekwa msalaba. As we discussed, stationery ilichange ikakuwa white envelope, no longer brown. Blessed with the Holy Spirit, imemwagwa holy water. Wacha tukae sisi na
what I'm liking is that culture to be killed, and I hope it dies here, of going to intimidate people by brought these millions and I brought those millions.
But Bernard, are we sure hiyo pesa imerutishwa ama ni mdomo? You know, hatutaki mambo ya ukweli imerutishwa ama people are trying to say Hiyo kelele ilipikwa kanisa kushout, alafu mnatuambia ilirutisha. Wenye wanasema irutishe, they are outside the church.
No, there is the senior bishop, is it Archbishop? Ndio amepeana hiyo directive.
Hiyo ni pesa ya Soweto ama ni pesa ya Embu?
Ni kama msimamizi wa kanisa la Katoliki Kenya ama which amepeana maagizo hizo hela zirejeshwe. So Soweto is a church that is under, so mnapewa instruction hiyo pesa irudishwe. Inachafua jina la kanisa, inachafua jinsi tunafanya mambo. So if the senior most bishop has given the order, the orders will be carried out or have been carried out. Now if they are not...
Mwisho Penat, nisikusumbue. Wakati walikuwa Embu, nilifikiria kulikuwa na ile wakubwa mpaka wametumwa na baba askofu, anaitwa nani? Ile ya Roma, tuliambiwa anawakilisha, na alikuwa siku hiyo na alipika makofi. Penat.
Sasa kuna local politics. Hiyo yeye alikuwa international, ametumwa kwenda kuapisha bishop mpya. Hiyo ukitumwa na baba mtakatifu.
Siku hiyo makatoliki kubwa yote walikuwa huko, mpaka ya Kisumu tulisikia wakisatwa Machina.
Sasa ninyi mnataka kila kitu ifanyiwe katika dini yetu ya Katoliki. Mimi nilikuwa Mkatoliki kila kitu inafanywa kwa mpango. We are only second to PCA kwa maneno ya mtaratara. Sio kila mtu anaruhuzia. Kuna mtu aliulizanga kwa Pentecostal Church, "Shawahi sikia at altar boy mtoto misa amechukua kanisa ya Katoliki akakuwa pastor?" Hawezi, anajua hawezi fikia hiyo kiwango. Amekuwa programmed kuelewa the best he can be ni mtoto misa. So mikakati ya hii masuala ya sadaka imeletwa na story ya Soweto. Okay, haikukuwa Embu. Embu hakuna mtu alitangaza ameleta milioni ngapi. Matangazo ilikuwa wapi? Soweto. So Soweto ndio imetibua hii maneno na ikazungumziwa. But I don't speak for them. I don't know. I don't have the details. I'm just giving my understanding of what transpired. So the bragging of Ruto in Soweto and Kindiki now announcing, was it in Chuka ama wapi? So ikawa ni now is their government policy that wakienda kanisa watatangaza. So hiyo kutangaza ilikuwa Kirinyaga. Yes. So Kindiki ni Kirinyaga anatangaza, Ruto in Soweto anatangaza. So that showed the picture that kumbe style ni hii, tuende kutangaza ndio tutumie hiyo kama njia ya ku win the church back. So I think that's what sanctioned the Catholic Church to retract. Thank you. But mambo mengi tutachunguza, tutawapatia kile kimeendelea, hata kama zimerudishwa ama sijarudishwa. By end of tomorrow we'll have known. We have some birds somewhere that can steal for us that information. All in all, asante. I hope tumemaliza, tuchukue James, mimi ningatuke.
Na mwisho Bernard, Njenga Maina ni chairman ya nini?
Maina Njenga Maina Njenga kwa KANU. Ama?
Yes. Yeah, he's in KANU. He's in KANU.
KANU, but Bernard, mumeongea mambo ya Mwengeki, mukatupigilia juu, nikauliza Njenga Maina ako na vijana. Aya, kuna mwenye alikuwa anaitwa Waironge, kuna Michuki alikufa, walitengeneza Mwengeki kumaliza Moi. Kulikuja Mwengeki mpaka ikatawala Central, ikakula mali ya wasasi, wakachukua kila kitu, wakatake over matatu, wakatake over.
Tena wacha nijibu mam nikiendelea.
Yes.
Unajua shida za kitambo.
Order, you guys, you're now stretching this beyond. Kama tumefika muda wa kumaliza, tumalize tafadhali. Okay?
Wacha nimalize.
Let's fight today and fight tomorrow. Let's do this. Mama ameuliza swali. Let that be answered in the shortest time possible so that we end the show in good time.
Naweza jibu.
Tukue lenient. Ngoja James, wewe utajibu wakati unafanya submission. Madhe, hilo swala la Mungiki ni pana, hatuwezi kulimaliza hivi. Hao watu wote umetaja wanatajwa kama walikuwa viongozi wa Mungiki, sio ni viongozi wa Mungiki, walikuanga huyo Waruinge na Maina Njenga. But saa hii Waruinge ni mchungaji, Maina Njenga ni mwanasiasa, then of course pia mchungaji, I think is a bishop. Yeah, he took over the ile dini ilikuwa ya Kamlesh partly, Hope something International. So is an archbishop. He's running a Christian church fraternity, and it's huge. I've been invited there several times, but kwenda ndio sijaenda, lakini kuwa invited nimekuwa. Okay, so hawa watu wote wako kanisani, ni wahubiri wa Injili, sio viongozi wa Mungiki. I hope that has settled that. Lakini hiyo siasa yake hiyo tutazungumzia baadaye tafadhali. Tukifungua saa hii tutamaliza. Asante. Keep.
Ni kumaliza tu. I know nimekuja na moto na inaleta watu yeah, I know. I wish I came earlier, so it's my fault. So mimi nataka tu kujua, unajua in the month of October, mi nafuatilia hizi vitu, nimefuatilia kabisa. In the month of October 27th, just last month 27th, alienda Our Lady of Fatima Catholic Church in Moibel. Nataka kujua alitoa pesa ngapi huko. I'm going to investigate. I'm going to talk to the Archbishop. Niliambiwa na Rome, they are going to send information to them, but they said it's not their purview and I should communicate. Ilikuwa direct communication in the morning, nilikuwa nishapata answer. I need to speak to the Archbishop. Just like you said, hii kitu inakwanga na hierarchy. Sema no. We've informed them, but we do not act within. What they're just trying indirectly, wewe ongea na bishop yako, ikikataa ndio unaweza kuja huku juu. So don't break the chain of command. That's what happened. Na mimi nitafuatilia hizi vitu because we cannot allow filth in the church. It's garbage. Hiyo ni pesa ya haramu. Finally, I don't think this man is going to last. This is final, Bernard. I don't think Ruto is going to last. If the ground is this hot, where people are openly suggesting his death on the internet, openly, watoto wanaongea, you know, you have to be careful. That is almost treason, so you have to be careful. Hata vile utasema. For me, I don't care. I hate that man. I hate him. So Ruto, the ground is hot. You're seeing there are certain people that are forgetting the sins of Matiang'i, wanasema tu afadhali yeye. Do you know how serious that is? There are people who they remember who Matiang'i is, yet wanaona Ruto sana, wanasema afadhali yeye. You know how bad that is, Bernard? Afadhali yeye. When Kenyans start talking like that, afadhali yeye. Yeah, we've seen this devil before, and we're going back to the same thing. And just warn Kenyans, let's not make the same mistake again. Let's vote for Martha Karua. Thank you.
Thank you, Kip. James, please, quickly.
Well, nawasalimia nyinyi wote. Mambo imekuwa moto hapa. Just quick first. Even back in Mau Mau era, we used to have General somebody, and some of them lived. We were blessed enough to see them before they departed. I don't know if there are some few who are left. Just because someone is called a general does not mean that Mau Mau is existing right now. So we can settle the mambo ya Mungiki. And I think that governor, I see what happened in Embu, or let me just say what happened in Mount Kenya. Because I think that's a Mount Kenya thing that Ruto or the government is trying to diffuse because it was embarrassing. So let's not even put it as an Embu thing, because now the governor is trying to diffuse it and throw it on the other side of on the mountain, because it's too hot on her side of the mountain. And what she's trying to do is just diffusing things because it was an embarrassment. Ruto is unpopular, and to be honest, Ruto is not just unpopular in the mountain. Ruto is unpopular in the country, and that's just the plain truth. I saw some events in Kakamega. Some of those things kina nani Salasia and Omar walikuwa wanaongelea huko Bungoma Western. You know, this thing is all over the country, and and I see a lot of leaders associating themselves with the government. Either they are playing defense or they are running away because it's too hot. It's too hot for anybody. So the governor in Embu, she was playing defense because it was in her backyard. But at the end of the day, me, I applaud the bishops and I applaud the church. Again, Kenyans, unajua shida ya kitambo, tuachanange kubeba shida zote, ni kama za kitambo tuache za kitambo. The thing was peaceful, regardless if it's Mungiki or who. Tuachane na hiyo maneno. We cannot start dragging past issues that we have succeeded to put behind us as a country, and then drag us as the challenges that are facing the country right now. What's facing the country right now is poor leadership. So tukianza kutupiwa Mungiki tena tushike Mungiki ama tutupiwe SG nini tena, we are taking more than we can handle. If the church was in the government before, and the church is no longer in the government today, they are coming out in public and denouncing the government on how the government is handling the country, which they belong as citizens and also as leaders. Let's not try to implicate the church with what they did in the past. You know, like in any situation, you should be able to have room either for forgiving, and also for defectors. You have to create for us to move and to rise against impunity as a government. We cannot say there is the citizens, there's the church upper, and then there is government. Because now you find the government is coming to the church with that 12 million because they're independent. If the church says, I'm with the people, and the people is pushing them away, guarantee you, we're not going to make any move. We are stronger with the church. Hata kama walichukua hiyo 5 or 12 million and they're putting it back, let's just accept that. That's the only way we will move forward as a country. The issue ya Matiang'i, my friend, we have enough leaders in our country. And I guarantee you, the way things are hot, as they are right now, we are yet to see 2027 is too far. Bernard hapa hivi hata anaweza kuwa ndio candidate, hata keep. Hata to see, like we should be able to call out and also believe that we are the leaders of.
I'm going with North Kenya, Martha Karua.
And Martha Karua too. I mean, we also, my point is, Keith, that recycling these leaders that sometimes were made to fail, I can use Martha Karua. Does she really want? We force her into that position. She's good according to us. She's good according to us. Yeah, she's good. And that's what I'm trying to say. She might be good. She is ready according to us. But then, guarantee you, when you put her there, she'll be like, endorsing another leader who I feel like then you will have to go with that leader. So let's just believe that 2027 will come. We had this msemo tulikuwa nazo juzi ama tumeendelea kusema anybody who can beat Ruto is a risky statement. We don't want anybody. And nobody that wants to run for presidency should think that they, as long as they are not Ruto, should be the alternative. We need to be very careful. That way, as we go to the ballot, we go there with a sober mind, knowing that as long as we are not putting Ruto, we are not replacing, the solution cannot be worse than the problem. This government is trying to swim on a quicksand. Am I still there?
Yes, swimming on a quicksand.
My daughter's friend was called. So the government is trying to swim off the quicksand, and you know what happens when you do that? You sink. When you try to fight the forces of confusion, they continue to sink. Let us allow them. As we strategize on our end, let us allow them to call each other out as they are. Let us give room for the bishops to come out, even if they say, okay, we did what was not right, and they are turning. It is good for us. Let the government sign on. There's so much confusion. Kila mtu anajaribu kujiokoa. And ukiwa kama mtu ambaye jaribu kuwa lifesaver kwa swimming pool, if you're not the best lifesaver, ukienda pale yule na kuokoa ndio anakushikilianga na kutumia kama floater. Let them drown each other. Meanwhile, we continue with our journey. The best thing that we can advise us as Kenyans ni kufurahia, I think, ni maombi na strategize. I think God will provide the leader and also the wisdom to give us. For God to give us the wisdom to know the difference between a bad one and a good one. Tusirushiwe tu mtu junior Mount Kenya ama ni Matiang'i ama you see, Matiang'i was a Mr. Yes, but actually as a minister, he's a good person. As a leader, I don't think so. Same thing as Kindiki. Ukiona Kindiki akisimama hapo mbele ya Ruto na Uhuru. This is a kid. Unaona amesimama mpaka uko confused, ameacha boss wake hanging with a stretched arm while they were tupeane amani, amepeana amani yote. Mdosi alipoa amani masaa ya mwisho. Huyu ni mtu kwa ofisi ukimweka na mwambie nikuwe na ripoti kwa my desk by 5, he will do it. As a leader, I don't see leadership in that. I think as a 9 to 5 person, we have people like that. We need leaders in Kenya. We need people who are people, but wote ni watu wa haki. Watu wenye wanafanya watu haki na visionaries. So that's all I wanted to say, Bernard.
Okay, thank you, James. Thank you, James. Leadership is a complex subject. We will be breaking it down with every passing day, and I'm happy we should leave that open so that we don't close into the options available, and then those options should not be left to availability. We must demand qualification, we must demand excellence, we must demand higher standards, so that not everybody who throws himself on the ballot is a candidate. Becoming a candidate, especially on the national scale, must matter, must have some sense of quality. So those quality have to be demonstrated and be predictable. But let's not close out anybody in the pretext that they did this or did not do that. Nani Eli says, I'm not letting people think what they want to think. I have not stopped anybody from thinking what they need to think. I only gave a directive because we get so much stuck into nini. Somebody was explaining the difference between still photo and video. Okay, see, if you think in still photo, you will always arrest somebody in one thing and you keep them there. But the video, it will move to the next scene and the story will change along the way. So when we consider people for leadership and the need for the country, right now, sio kuangalia tu leader, we should look at this man or this woman in relation to this country in this state. Which doctor is the best for this case? In that way, we'll be able to make a good, informed decision. We are getting a competent hands into this complex sickness, and we are sure there will be a cure. So let's not think one side. We think wholesale, and then evaluate everybody who offers themselves and those who don't want to offer themselves and can deliver. We should have a way of going to fish them and bring them and tell them you are the man for the job. So we must be that diligent in securing the competent leader for the country, not just wait for people to offer themselves. In the corporate world, if your company is ailing and there is an excellent CEO of another company, you can go and poach. Because of the sickness you have in your company, you know this one is a cure. So you go and give them a better offer to poach them to fix your company. So to me, we are not far away, but let's keep the doors open. Let's keep the options open, but be more keen and more careful. Not quick to trust, not quick to follow. Let's not follow on the nini. It has to be this way or that way. Let's be open to see in this particular situation, who is the best, who can deliver. Even in the Bible, they are the most unlikely people. When Samuel came to Jesse's home, David was not on the list. He was not on the list. The competent, wale walikuwa na muscle, with experience, have been in the army, they were fighting for Saul, they were all candidates, but the prophet said, no, he's not among these ones. Are you sure these are all? He said, there is one, but that one is not qualified. They say, let's wait for that. So some of the people we are looking for are still in the backside of the desert. Some of the people we are looking for have gone to Jethro's home. They are taking care of sheep and getting a free wife and children. They have forgotten about the assignment. Those are the people that we should pray back into the space so that they can be useful in fixing this country. Otherwise, thank you so much for being part of the conversation. Let's keep the conversation going. Let's ensure that we love this country deep enough to want the best for the same and be willing to pay the price to get that best for this country. Thank you so much, everyone. Please, in the interest of time, naomba tu tumakinike kuendelea kushare video na kuhakikisha kwamba huu kweli unafikia wengi wa watazamaji na wote ambao wanatafuta information. Don't be selfish that you come and hear good things here and then go and keep the information to yourself and then urudi tena kuenjoy na kwenda. Let's share it widely, introduce new people to this show, let them come in and be part of the great conversation. Thank you, Mama Selina. Thank you, Innocent. Thank you, Mama Mary. Thank you, Kip. Thank you, James. And all the keyboard warriors. Thank you, Big J, Andrian. We appreciate. Naona kuna kuna campaign ya the Catholic Church. You know, us Catholics have a way of doing things. Okay, but let's now not bring the church difference. Sasa tunaongea wote pamoja. Kuna mtu amepinga Catholic mpaka mmefanya ulesa pit kuja kusupport the Catholic Church. So let's all speak with one voice as the church, and then of course we are even supported by the Muslim clerics. So it means what is being spoken now is indeed the voice of God. So let's pull together and make Kenya work again. God bless you. Tukutane tutakapokutana kwenye show inayofuata.